Hey everyone, my name's Levin2k. This is Player Profiles. I'm joined by your FNCS champion, Queasy.
Yeah, well, pleasure is mine.
You've achieved a lot. You've been competing since just before World Cup, right? Which is, it seems like a long time ago now, but talk to me, about your early days and sort of how you sort of got into things as a competitive player.
Basically, like in World Cup, I didn't have the best PC and stuff, but I just like kept playing, getting good. I got my set duo Trulix and we just started grinding the game all the time, 24/7. And then our first performance in duo FNCS went really well. In trios, we reunited, we just popped off and won.
I think when you look at your trio, right, and the success you guys have had, what has sort of been your influence to play high ground, how you've learned and how you developed your sort of style, right?
So we watched like Aqua and Stumpy and like some other high ground teams, and we just basically adapted this like edge 50-50 zone. Even if we don't take it there, our whole like gameplay is based off looking on height. Trulix also like makes a lot of the height calls and stuff, and then Jerky's just there to like frag everyone.
And now that you're FNCS champions, you've got that FNCS pickaxe to run around with and, intimidate people with that in game. Who are sort of the people who you've always looked at in Fortnite as sort of, almost role models, people you look at and you think, I want to get to that guy's level?
I think one of them is like Epic Well. I admire him a lot. Like I feel like if he went to different regions, he would probably be the best still there. Every single person that has made it, like as a tier 1 professional in Fortnite, I look up to them as well.
Yo, Queasy, man, honestly, it's been a pleasure having you here and being able to get some insight. Is there anything that you want to sort of say to people, any sort of advice you'd give to up-and-coming players who want to get to your level and become an FNCS champion?
Basically, if you put time into it, everything is possible.
Simple, but very effective. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's a tough one.
It's just unique from all the other POIs.
Like, this is perfect.
For competitive, I prefer new tilted. I went there in World Cup and I know it pretty well, so I think that's why.
I definitely knew tilted because like when it was in the game, there was like the flying tunnels.
The nostalgia, all the memories from it. So I gotta pick Season 2 tilted.
Ooh, I preferred Neo Tilted. That was very fun and a lot of mobility.
Neo Tilted because there was like the builds were very modern and I just like the style of the city.
I would still go with Paradise here. I think it has more and better loot.
Paradise Poems, of course. There's a lot of loot as well.
I would say Frosty Flights because back then Stumpy and Aqua were my favorite players and I always looked up to them, and the trio FNCS landed there and won it.
I was a bit confused back in the days when I went to Frosty because I didn't really know the buildings well. So I prefer going Paradise.
I don't know, I just like the hotel in Paradise Palms way better.
Pretty hard question. I would say Lucky Landing, to be honest.
I'd always go to shifty shafts and like try to eliminate everyone there. So I'm gonna go with shifty shafts.
That's a tough one. Probably Lucky Landing.
Shifty is the better POI.
I would still rather land Lucky Land than Shifty Shaft. I think there's better loot.
It was just kind of refreshing when it got added to the game instead of retail, so I'll go with Mega Mall.
I like Mega Mall as well.
I would say Mega Mall for sure.
Mega Mall is like really overpowered. Like it's way better than retail right now.
I prefer retail, to be honest, because last season as well I landed there in the solo tournaments and then one of them placed top 5 when I landed there.
I think Sunny Steps was better. Snobby Shores was way too far edge zone.
It was like decent loot, so I would go with Snobby.
I think Snowy Shores has more loot than Sunny Steps and more mats.
I'm gonna go with Sunny Steps. Sunny Steps was kind of a cool concept with like the stars and everything.
Snobby Shores because I landed there in duo back then when it was still in the game.
Hey everyone, my name is Levin2k. We're back for another player profile and I'm joined by the one and only Endretta. He is one of the best talents we've had come out of Norway. Endretta, man, how are you feeling?
No, I'm doing very good.
Is there anything that you sort of look back on that you sort of are going to take forward next time round in the next finals?
I feel like we played insane and barely had any mistakes. We played really good, and it was just Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky that like popped off the last games.
Friend group culture is obviously a massive thing in Fortnite, right? And you know, who are the people you surround yourself at the moment, and who you sort of learn from on a regular basis?
Basically every like top Norwegian player, and we have 2 coaches. We have Bloodix and Chocoladen. I've learned so much from them. It's insane. I love everyone who's in there, you know. I'm learning so much every day.
You're obviously one of the few Fortnite players and one of the few top Fortnite players at this sort of level that's got to experience a LAN event. How was it like handling the nerves and the pressure on LAN?
I feel like I'm really happy I qualified for World Cup, because that made me ready for future LANs and other stuff, you know. I feel like there's more improvement, so that's why I want to go to boot camp. I want to go to different LANs in the future and stuff.
What's the one thing you have your eyes set on now? I think I have an idea of what it's going to be. What is that one thing you want to achieve now in your Fortnite career?
After getting second in FNCS, I have my eyes on first place now, so that's my main goal, is getting first place in next FNCS.
Look, I'm going to be rooting for you, man, so don't let me down. Don't let the people down. No pressure.
I won't.
Thank you very much for joining me, man. If you guys have enjoyed this, be sure to check out Endretta. He's an amazing guy. We'll see you guys all soon. It's been 11-2K and Endretta. Peace out.
Peace out.
A game day for me, something to eat, and then I usually go for a walk. I take a shower and then I just start slowly warming up.
1v1 realistic or zone wars. I play a lot with other pros.
Hop into arena like 30 minutes before the tournament.
If I feel like my aim is off, I'll do more aim training.
Before big games, I'm not really putting my expectations high. I'm taking it like slow.
I like listening to like songs that gets me in like a good vibe, so I'm ready to play.
Sometimes I just take a shower, like to fully refresh.
Before a game, I just listen to some rap music. Like I'm just putting it like pretty loud to like get me motivated for that.
If I have a bad game in the tournament, then I always try to just forget it, think ahead, you know, and not think about the past while you're playing.
So I just kind of tell myself that I want to win it, and then just play to win, and that usually like helps a lot.
Just focusing on my game.
I'm normally avoiding to eat like fast food and stuff.
Whatever my mom makes, it's always good food.
Be eating berries, eating all that stuff, just to make sure I have more energy.
I don't exercise before games, but I probably should, because it's better for my health.
I do like breathing exercises, so I stay calm and not get like shaky or something.
I usually just go for a walk.
Going outside for like walks or runs, I think is pretty important.
I'm not superstitious, but my teammate Flick is very overthinking of everything.
After 3 games, I always change my chewing gum. That's just like, I've done that for years now.
I can't wear long sleeves when playing. I need to have a jersey on.
Always before tournaments, I get kind of zoned in just naturally. If I play good, I do good, and that's kind of it.
Hey everyone, my name's 11-2K. I'm here for another player profile, and I'm joined by the amazing Tayson. You're obviously a 2-time FNCS champ. You know, how do you sort of deal with that pressure? What's that pressure been like?
At the start, I didn't really think of that too much, but now, like people that are not in top level just can look at how people that are placing first and like good in tournaments play. The skill gap is getting like so much like smaller.
What are the things in Fortnite that you still feel like you need to achieve to prove it to yourself, not even to anybody else, but just for yourself?
So mainly every season the goal is just like first FNCS. My goal is as well winning Solo Cash Cup, which I didn't do yet. So
it's funny now that I think about it, because you obviously haven't won a Cash Cup yet, and you are the FNCS champ for solos. Do you ever think about the fact that there's a lot of, you know, players and talent out there who obviously sort of like look up to you, right? Does that ever sort of play into your head, the fact that you are like sort of a role model now?
yeah, it's crazy to think about it. Like it's hard to have an ego now, like because everyone is on the same level. There's no like really good players. Everyone good is like on the same level. All about the confidence now.
Tayson, honestly, it's been a pleasure, you know, having you here, being able to get some insight from you. What advice do you have to players who are trying to be good at solos like yourself?
Look what people on like a really good level are doing. I think the practice is like really the main thing you need to do every day.
Well, I'm going to put in the practice then, and maybe I'll get on your level someday. I'll talk to you guys later. It's been 11-2K and Tayson.
Thank you.
See you guys all soon.
Fortnite fam? This is the FNCS All-Star Showdown. It's your boy, Zeke, and for the next 4 days, that's right, you heard me right, the next 4 straight days, we're hanging out, and we're going to be testing the skills of our competitors in a series of skill challenges, a unique 3v3 mode, and it all culminates in a solo competition. Fortnite fam, I hope you guys are ready and geared up, because you know I am. But wait, I can't do this alone. I need some help. We got the boys. We got Reese and Levin. They're going to be hanging out with us. Gentlemen, this is something so unique and strange and fun and crazy and kooky, and I'm all for it, because this is my territory now. How are you guys feeling coming into the competition?
Look, I'm excited, Zeke. You know, we always talk about FNCS, you know, when there's no FNCS, you know, things get sad, you're lonely, you're bored. But when FNCS is back, there's plenty of reason to be excited. And I'm super excited because, like you said, you know, switching it up a bit, there's a couple new things and a bit more flavor. And I'm loving it so far. I'm loving it.
Yeah, we got the skill challenges and that solo tournament at the end of the week, which obviously I think we're all very, very excited. It's been a long time since we've had a super stacked tournament for solos, and it's also my favorite to watch over.
Oh man, the excitement is building, absolutely. But as you guys know, there's a few things we've got to talk about before we can jump aboard the battle bus. One of those things is this is a global competition. That's right, we got 7 regions going head to head. Now don't forget, we'll be jumping into Europe specifically. We can even take a look at the total prize breakdown of every single region. Remember, we're here for 4 days of Fortnite, so here you go. Here is a breakdown of all the prize pool divvied up, and then we like kind of deeper dives as we move through every single little thing. Now if you guys are enjoying what you're seeing, don't forget you can watch us here, you can watch us on YouTube, you can also watch us on watch.fortnite.com. A lot of awesome, incredible things to do there, trivia, the likes, and also we'll still be there. You know, it's like we'll never not be together because we love you and we can't do this without you. Now, gentlemen, let's talk about these 4 days of Fortnite that are ahead of us. Reese, we're kicking off today with the Blueprint Battle.
Yeah, we're kicking off today with the Blueprint Battle. There's also the Bullseye Bonanza, which we'll come to a little bit later, but the Blueprint Battle is essentially a very long head-to-head edit course that we'll be doing. Basically, since the start of Fortnite Creative, you've been seeing edit courses come through all the way. This is how the players managed to qualify for this. So Chapter 2, Season 5, there's the top 3 trios from that, and then from Chapter 2, Season 6, the top 3 trios from that, and in their trios, they picked 1 player who would be the best editor to play this, and then on top of that, there was 2 invites. So if you can do the math total, 8 players. They're only playing 1 single tournament, each 1 round each, and if you lose, you're knocked down, and it's double elimination. So prizing, this is what it's all to play for. That first place has $10,000, and obviously as you go down further down the top 8, it gets reduced. So every single one of our 8 players that are here will be getting some moolah, some dosh to go away with, and $1,250 for you know, coming last, being eliminated first. That's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad at all. But like you said earlier, Reese, you know, that's not it for today. We got the Bullseye Bonanza, you know, and this is an interesting one. This is the battle of who has the best aim in a course that is incredibly difficult. I've tried to get through it myself, and I back myself with my aim usually, but yeah, I've not been able to do too well. But these players will do incredibly well. And if you're wondering who's going to be playing, it will be the exact same players that Reese was just talking about, right? The teams who participated in Chapter 2, Season 5, the teams who participated in Chapter 2, Season 6, the top 3 trios on both of those, you know, have picked their representative, their best aimer on that trio, and they're going to go against each other, like Reese said, in a best of 1, you know, double elimination bracket. And I'm looking forward to it because, you know, as much as this is a battle of who has the best aim, it's also a battle for who can get the most dosh, right? You want to win first place, you want to get that 10K. And look, I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of money on the line for this event, so it's gonna get good. It's gonna get good.
It's gonna get good from day 1 all the way up till day 4. But day number 2, which is tomorrow, we have high tier. We've already looked at the editing, we've already looked at the aiming, and now we're gonna be looking at the building. So a lot of this is really interesting. It basically starts with a ton of cranking 90s. Then you've got to get into some tunneling where there's a ton of AI around you to avoid being shot. It's very interesting all the way through. So that'll be tomorrow. The qualification system, yet again, exactly the same as we've just seen. So these players have kind of been strategizing how they're going to be splitting up their team. Are they going to put who's the best builder, who's the best editor, who's the best aimer, and across these last 3 they're going to be spreading them all across. So for high tier in particular, you're essentially going to be looking at who's the most cracked player on your team and who they're going to be going for. So prizing, yet again, very similar, exactly the same to the Blueprint Battle and the Bullseye Bonanza. High tier, it's going to be interesting.
Look, this is the one that I'm really intrigued about. If you come here on Friday, play for keeps. This is a new mode that I'm not too familiar with, and a lot of you at home probably won't be either. But guys, I've watched some of it. It is incredibly exciting. You know, there's 4 teams of 3, and you know, these are not just any teams of 3. These are the top 2 teams from the last FNCS finals, right? You know, this is a huge deal. A huge deal. We got a lot of top competitors playing. You know, it's a best of 3 event, single elimination. You know, these guys are just going to be playing to gain the most points in the mode. That's the simplest way I can sort of explain it. It's a 3v3, no building allowed, which is going to be a new twist. But whoever can have the most points at the end will get a piece of the pie. And if we take a look at that prizing, it's a big pie to be had, because that first place team will receive $12,000, second place will receive $9,000, third place $6,000, fourth place $3,000, and that's all on Friday, so you don't want to miss it.
Look, I love the skills challenges. I love aim, edit, build, and teamwork challenges. But at the end of the day, the big stacked solo tournament on the 26th, aka Saturday, is gonna be incredible. This is kind of very, very similar to the solo FNCS Invitational, which we saw all the way back Chapter 2 Season 2, and you could also say the solo FNCS in Chapter 2 Season 3 as well. 100 players. Where did they come from? Chapter 2 Season 5, the top 15 trios, so all 45 of those players made it through. Last season, with Chapter 2 Season 6, we had the top 15 trios there, which is again another 45. Stick with me, the maths puts up to 90 people, so where are those last 10 coming through? Well, last weekend we held the All-Stars play-in event, and the top 10 people from that tournament have made their way in here as well. So they're going to be playing 6 games in total, and it's 1 day of competition.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, you know, prizing to be had in that, but how do the players actually accrue some prizing? Well, you can see here with the points format, there are 2 points handed out for eliminations. Players will start to receive placement points once they're one of the 75 players left remaining. You know, a lot of points going to be handed out here, but like you can see, all the way up until you hit that first place mark, you know, you're going to be receiving a lot of placement here. So I'm looking forward to it, because with solos there's such fine margins, and you know, any small difference can mean the world of money, because you can see here, first place will receive $150,000. You know, in terms of an individual receiving some prizing, this is the biggest event of the year, Reese. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, this is absolutely life-changing money. $150,000 for coming first. You know, as you can see, even second, third, you're still over the $100,000 mark, which is so kind of crazy when you think about it, that these players have such a huge opportunity to play for something like this. And if you come last, $2,000, you know what? Let's get qualified, Levin. We've missed our mark here.
I'll take it. I'll take the 2K. I'll take it.
You already have the 2K. It's Levin 2K. Got him. Okay, you know what, guys? We're excited. These guys are absolutely excited, and I hope you are. But you know who else is excited? The players. We put together how they're getting ready for the competition. So let's take a look together.
It feels great to be here.
I would say we could definitely win everything this season.
Yeah, it feels really good. I'm excited for all these tournaments.
We're here to smash the competition.
Hopefully I can win it.
I don't give no mercy, and I'm just gonna give it all I got.
Well, I think we're gonna take first place.
So I'm just glad to be playing with the best of the best players, and I can't wait to prove myself.
Yeah, we're all excited to be here, me and my teammates.
This is like a really unique thing, so I'm excited to see how it goes.
My team is going to bring probably the smartest strats we've ever seen out of Fortnite yet.
I'm ready.
We're the best, and we're gonna try our best.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Let's go, boys.
Let's go, guys.
Let's go, boys.
Let's go, Riverside. I'm right there with you, baby. The excitement is so real. Now, Fortnite fam, I know what you're probably thinking right now. Zeke, you just threw so much at my little dome. What am I supposed to, how do I interpret all this? Hey, don't worry. We're going to take a step back. We're going into the blueprint battle. That's right. Let's break this down for our Fortnite fam, gentlemen. Pretty straightforward. It's an edit course. We're taking things back to basics with these skill challenges, which I'm really excited to see, Levin, because I feel like we get to see a lot of these players kind of run around. They're dominating FNCS, but I like being able to break down, like, how good is this person actually at editing, shooting, building, etc.?
Yeah, you know, these are the core fundamentals of what makes Fortnite, and seeing the best of the best players battle it out to try best each other in these areas, it's going to be intense. You know what I mean? I don't expect to see many mistakes. You know, I played the map a bit earlier. I know, Reese, you tried to play it as well.
Tried,
you know,
is the right word.
Tried, exactly, tried. But we're going to see these guys, you know, go in and just absolutely roll through it. And so, you know, it's going to get intense. These guys are really competitive.
Yeah, and I think, you know, this is a little fly through what the map actually looks like. Obviously, we'll get into that a little bit later when you see it, but there's some really, really tricky parts of this map. There's a lot of kind of walls that are already edited that you have to try and reset, and there's a lot of really cool runs out there on YouTube. I highly recommend you look at them and see kind of some of the world records. It very much so reminds me of when Creative first came out, and there was the Mongrel edit course that was there, and everyone was setting world records on it, trying to do as many good edits as you can, and the kind of the quality that we've seen now from the players who've kind of done this just in preparation for today has been so good to watch some of these incredible videos.
I'm so geared up, man, and I love as well. We're gonna get to see a series of things today. Blueprint battle. We also have the Bullseye Bonanza. More on that in just a little bit, but let's take a look at our overall bracket. So this is really interesting because we had the trios come in, and then those trios kind of had to say, okay, there's 3 of us, there's these skill challenges. Who do we think can kind of do really well here in this one, or that one, or this other one, right? So right now, our first matchup, Levin, it's Chapix, it's CRR. How are we feeling coming into this one?
Well, it's an interesting one, right? Because I love both of these players, but if you're a controller player sitting at home right now, you want to be supporting CR because he's playing with a controller, and this is no easy feat. Going up against Chapix, an FNCS champion, one of the most established sort of mechanical players in EU, you know, this is not going to be easy for CR whatsoever, but this is going to be a great first matchup. I'm looking forward to it. And then that second matchup as well, Refsgaard versus Noah Riley, you know, you got 2 of the most mechanical players from their respective nations and arguably in the world going up against each other. That one's a very interesting matchup, Reese.
Yeah, when you look at the 8 names that you have here, I think Noah Riley's name definitely stands out. He's one of the most incredibly crazy mechanical fighters in game, in arena as well. And basically, to be honest, my favorite player to watch fight in arena, tournaments, whatever it is. He's absolutely insane. And for Refsgaard in particular, I hadn't watched a huge amount of him outside of, like, you know, the big tournaments that we'd been seeing a lot. I watched a couple of his videos, I watched a couple of his streams, his gameplay, and he is absolutely nuts with it. So although Noah Riley is absolutely by far one of like the top team kind of mechanical players, editors that we have there, at the same time, he's gone against definitely a formidable foe.
So many, like, that's the thing is, like, when I'm looking across the board, I'm like, literally any of these guys could win this competition. They can win any of these series of competitions, and I'm like, oh yeah, well that guy's paired up with that guy on that trio, and oh wait, we have that competition and that skill. He's gonna be in that. You know, there's so much to be excited about over the next 4 days of Fortnite action. I'm gassed up, all right? I'm pretty much ready to go, but we can't just go yet because the battle bus is still warming up. That's right. So let's really quickly touch on predictions. Now, we don't want to spend too much time here because this is going to be a little bit crazier than we're used to seeing. I will say, though, if that first matchup has me excited and Sancho West, we're both in agreement. We think Chapix could walk away the overall winner. 11-2K, how you feeling right now?
Look, you know, Chapix is a great pick, but I've gone with FourZR, and the reason I've gone with FourZR is because if you are a sort of a EU Fortnite competitive connoisseur, you will know that there's a bit of a running joke about the French and their ability in creative and how just dominant they are when it comes to anything creative. And so I'm running with it. FourZR, Allez les Bleus, you know, bring it home to France. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
I mean, playing myself against realistics, I can agree with you. The French players definitely are the ones who beat me the hardest. But, you know, I've obviously gone with Noah Riley there as well. We talked enough about him. He's so skilled. And Shayo also managed with Benjy, who we actually haven't managed to speak a little bit about yet. How can you not talk about mechanical prowess when you say Benjy Fishy? A well-known name to do so. He's definitely going to be up for a good fight.
He's a fan favorite. He's a fan favorite, so I'm looking forward to it. But even beyond just that, right? Beyond fan favorites, beyond who we think has the most skills, you sort of alluded to it earlier. Anyone can win because, you know, who's been actually putting in the practice on the maps, right? You could be the faster editor, but if you're not familiar with the map, you might get to a certain stage and get confused. So you really want to make sure you've put in the prep if you want to do well today.
Oh man, you know it is that time, Fortnite fan. We're excited and we're kicking off the competition. We got Shayo Wager and Sancho West standing by, boys. Let's throw it your way.
Thank you so much, Zeke, 11, and Reese. Whether you're a competitive connoisseur, an average human on Earth, or a planet from a different alien, we kind of messed it up at the end there. Regardless, welcome to the All-Star Showdown. Sancho, 2 players head-to-head, no weapons, no zones. It's all their edits.
And it's going to be so many edits, Shayo. We're talking about over 600 edits here in the Blueprint battle, and you're going head-to-head. You're going to see that competitor on the other side. You're going to have checkpoints to know if you're falling behind, and we're talking about the biggest names in the EU region going head-to-head.
Yeah, these are guys who've been towards the top or almost even champions. Right now, it'll be Chapix versus CRR. We're watching first, and Sancho, this could end in just 2 minutes. Here we go.
Don't go anywhere. Like you said, in a blink of an eye, the first stage is going to have some resets. You got to do a ramp edit and then a wall edit, and it just gets crazier after that. And this is the battle between Chapix and CRR. Here we go, Shayo.
They're already off, and I feel like CRR might have made a little bit of a mistake all the way towards the very beginning. Chapix is a little bit more efficient with these edits going forward. The movement looks good, but Sancho, it's not just one type of course. You mentioned it. That was just the beginning. Chapix is already all the way away, and he's on to the next stage.
Yeah, CRR was having some issues with the resets, and that will kind of slowed him down. And Chapix, my pick, to be able to win the entire thing. Being that Tarper, having that experience in-game, we all know CRR is a fragger, and we're seeing it. It's still very close here, Shayo.
Oh, CRR was doing so good, so perfect on this double switch up and down with the double edits and the ramp flip. Chapix, though, he's a little bit more efficient all the way towards the very end. It feels like CRR, every 2 edits, is having a slight problem, but if he makes it work, if he catches up, I'm pretty sure he has an advantage on those very uphill inclines and the downhill drops you'll see coming up right here.
And this is right here when I was running the edit course, fatigue starts setting in. You start getting a little disoriented when making these quick edits, and I'm talking about it. I already said it, over 600 edits, and you're already feeling it at this point. Now here is the side edit. It's about 6 stories here to jump through.
Yeah, you're talking about fatigue, Sancho. I mean, Chapix looks like he's had all the energy in the world. He's not stopping. Man's at maximum velocity. Okay, a little bit of a flip up there, but he's already halfway done. The side jumps. Here comes CRR. He has to actually make up so much time. He's going with a very different approach towards the very side, not actually editing the 2 squares close to him, but the ones furthest away. There he goes again. Looks like he's actually having better time here, Sancho.
Yeah, it's about 12 edits. You got to take your time. As you can see, you fall. And Chapix is literally taunting this man. It's the All-Star Showdown, baby. And look at it. CRR returns the emote. Let's go.
Oh my god, all right, so I like the spirits from Chapix too, but hey, as fun as that is, it's pretty disrespectful too. He's about to knock this man down to lower brackets or have an advantage, and he's not even trying his hardest, Sancho. He's insane.
It's almost reminding me of Usain Bolt literally pointing at the other person and walking away with style. Chapix is making it look easy against CRR.
Yeah, it looks like every wall that CRR hits, there's a little bit of a flub with the edit, but he'll make it through. Chapix, though, he's taking a sweet old time, and I've heard the story about the tortoise and the hare. I'm not saying that that might happen right here. I don't want it to happen either. I'm kind of rooting for Chapix in this one. He's really fast in this circumstance, but man, if he keeps boasting, CRR can come back.
Nah, man, this is Fortnite. Tortoises and hares haven't even been in the season just yet in terms of animals, so it doesn't matter. This is what I like to call the zigzag. It gets a little bit disorienting if you don't have the experience, but Chapix looks like has all the experience. You're just going to expect some ramp edits and wall edits. Is looking very clean here today, and CRR is about to enter this stage here. But this, like, when I was doing this, child, this is when I was like, hold on, man. I got to slow down here for a second. I'm getting a little bit dizzy here.
A little bit of dizziness, but nausea is not something CRR has in his system. He's going to be catching up inside the labyrinth. Chapix is almost done right now, going back and forth. He's going to be all the way out, and then all he has is the vertical upkeep and that big drop, the classic Season 4 edit race that everyone used to love to do and compare times. It's here too as well, and Chapix is getting ready to call this one off.
Yeah, these are the 2 towers, about 28 edits ascending. Got those double edit cones like you mentioned, and about 30 edits going down. And all the 30 edits going down just involves floors and ramps. And Chapix right now is basically about to send CRR down to lower bracket, and it's double elimination. So he's gonna have the opportunity to make a comeback and maybe reset the entire thing. But look at it, Chapix on the way down, about to close this out, crosses the finish line with style, and is gonna be our first winner in today's Blueprint Battle.
Eventually. We're just watching him watch CRR before he crosses that finish line in final stage. How close does he really want to make this all the way towards the very end is the question. How much level of respect does he have for CRR, or is this a sign of friendship is the question. I wonder what he's thinking about, or what he's saying at this moment as well. CRR is getting close, and there goes Chapix. He looks good.
Looking good, but hey, the competition is not over. Let's take a look at this nice, awesome victory screen. So Chapix making it look easy against CRR will advance over to the next round. CRR getting sent down to lower bracket, and up next, and let's take a look at these replays here. Already started, they have some nice emotes. You talked about that friendship between the two, but hey, Chapix just made it look way, way too easy.
Yeah, it was almost perfect the entire way through too. So I'm thinking about, the rest of the competition. How will Chapix look? Yeah, the time is 4:25, but that's about with 2 minutes of some fun that Chapix had as well. So it's gonna be cool to see exactly, how he can actually go up against other people who are really close to that 2-minute mark.
Yo, man, don't put an X on CRR. Dude, give it, at least let the man finish the race. Don't put a big X, but yeah, it's basically 4:25 minus 2 minutes. And as you can see, Chapix is advancing over to the next thing. Now, we have a great battle between Refsgaard and Nor Riley.
Yeah, insane setups too, because whoever wins this goes up against Chapix. If you lose, you're up against CRR, which might, I'm going to say it, be a free match over in the loser's bracket. I mean, he's got some practice now for the run. I hope he doesn't make as many mistakes, but there's pressure on CRR there. Who do you have for this one, Sancho, Refsgaard versus Noah Riley?
They were talked about Noah Riley being the mechanical prowess that he is in the EU region. I like Refsgaard, but I definitely have to go with Noah Riley. He was my second pick if I had to choose between Chapix and Noah Riley. He was my second pick of winning the entire thing in Blueprint Battle, and I mean, it's just going to be too tough for Refsgaard here. I think it's going to be very close, though. It'll be a lot closer than CRR and Chapix.
Yeah, true. I mean, you never know what ends up happening, though, right? Like, Levin, I think, put it best. You're not sure if these guys are actually practicing up in the course as well. Have they had the basically circumstances and the tutorial lessons themselves? It seems like Chapix did. If both Refsgaard and Noah Riley haven't, then it might be very even all the way towards the very end.
At the same time, if you're at home and you want to try out these Blueprint battles or any of the things that you see throughout the entire All-Star Showdown, you could just go into Creative. It's right there in its own tab. You can check it out, and it has its own matchmaking. And for the person that went up against me, I got roasted, man. I got toast. I got burned in the past. It was just amazing to see the amount of skill and everything out there amongst the Fortnite world.
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're playing in these, it's fun, even if you're going to be a little bit behind. It's the same course the pros are playing, right? Everyone always asks, where do these guys train? What type of zone or map do they play? And I mean, this is it right now, and you can play it yourself. Later on, too, we will have Bullseye Bonanza on the same day. But right now, a whole bracket is ready and set to go for Blueprint Battle. Sancho, I mean, what do you think is the hardest part about that course in specific?
I would definitely, for a controller player like myself, I would definitely have to say, once you get up to that part where you're going up, ascending, you're doing like double, triple edits, that gets pretty tough. And the main thing as well is when you hit that zigzag, that's pretty difficult as well, because it could be a little disorienting if you don't have experience running that course. Because we all know when it comes to edit courses, when it comes to practicing, we already talked about at the analyst test, it's about getting that flow. And when you fall that flow, you miss an edit or you smack yourself right up against the wall, that's when things get difficult.
Yeah, I also like the fact that different people have different preferences on how they edit, right? Of course, you have to make a triangle for a lot of walls sometimes, but some people start towards the top, others go towards the bottom. You saw the difference in that game with CRR and Chapix. When he was side jumping, he chose completely different ways to get up compared to Chapix too. And it's not even about the speed there. It's just cool to see the unique perspectives. Now, with Blueprint Battle as well, it is just a head-to-head race, Sancho, right? You could also lose time looking at where your competition is. It's not like you really have a mini-map showing you where other people are.
It's so fantastic. This kind of reminds me, Shiloh, of this next big event that's happening later in the summer and in the world, the Olympics, right? We were talking about times and having all these kind of camaraderie as well. We have so many different countries represented right now with all our competitors, and at the same time, in the Fortnite world, seeing different people dominating, it'd be really cool to see like what country ends up on top.
No, absolutely. Always, it's just kind of about how people roll in, what they're even repping for as well when playing inside Blueprint Battle itself. The thing I love the most too is that, these guys are champions, top 3 placers rolling in as well. It's people that we know, and I know you guys are all predicting a bunch of people back in rooms with the talks as well. It was about Chapix, it was about CRR, Refsgaard. Benjy is also playing up in here today. When I saw that name in terms of predictions, I was like, wait a minute, this man, when everything's up against the wall, it looks like he's racing when he's playing inside, endgame or having to edit through his own tarps.
Yeah, Benjy Fishy, coming from England will be another name that we hopefully get to see make it all the way through. I've been in these kind of competitions as well for different games as we're getting our competitors loaded into the map. It's not easy going down to a lower bracket, Shiloh. You got to go all the way through, and knowing that it's a sudden out, if you don't perform, that's going to be dangerous. But here we are, back to the upper bracket. We have Refsgaard on the left side, and we have Noah Riley here. And look at the mechanical god working all the way through very quickly. This is going to be a close race, folks.
He's got that delayed edit all the way on the ramp, flubbed it up just once. That means that his time's not going to be perfect, but Refsgaard's right behind him, basically just one box away. Noah Riley, the efficiency though. Sancho, he is just too fast and he's not making any mistakes.
Yeah, but Refsgaard is right behind, just about a grid, I would say, a box. And you're just seeing the difference of skill between CRR and Chapix, and you're gonna see how close this is gonna be once we get higher and higher in this blueprint battle. And look, there's the check right there, Shayo. You talked about it. Looking on the left side and making sure where the other opponent is, and look how fast Noah Riley's blazing right through these edits.
Some of those walls weren't even reset yet the entire time. He is going straight through. He's taking risks.
Wow.
Going fast as well. Refsgaard's playing it a little bit safe, but his time is slower because of that. Noah Riley is already done that big pyramid. He's going on to the next one, the side jumps. This is one where if you mess up, you lose a lot of time resetting and trying going for the jump again. Noah Riley has not skipped even one jump yet though, and he's already cleared it. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, and that's where going to be an issue for Refsgaard here. He's not going to be able to get up a lot of ground on Noah Riley because those side jumps, you nailed it. You have to take your time, but now we're on board here with Refsgaard. Yes, working his way down the descent very nicely here. Just behind, I would have to say 3, 4, 5 seconds behind Noah Riley's speed right now.
Yeah, but Noah Riley doesn't even look. There's edits in front of him, and just as the animations are playing, he's not even affected. As soon as I say that, one pyramid that's given a chance for Refsgaard to catch up. Here's a very tough part of the competition now. You have to fully reset that wall in front of you. The 2 windows make it so that you can't actually cheat your way in with just a cheeky little square edit. But Noah Riley, he's doing it completely perfectly. Refsgaard just hit the precipice of that edit course right there, the stage, and Noah Riley's already done it down.
Yeah, right now, Noah Riley is ahead. Refsgaard is behind, but he did lead the team in solo points in Chapter 2 Season 6 Finals. We'll see if Refsgaard will have a better chance against CR, because I'm already calling it right here. Noah Riley is looking really strong and looking solid.
Yeah, he's looking a little bit sticky inside this labyrinth, though. It's all looking good all the way towards the end of the day. After this is where you really have, you know, the most repetitive type of edit going over again and again and again, almost in a circle. Noah Riley, we've already seen what happens when he has repeats edits in front of him. He's just going to follow the pattern, and he's making it look silky smooth. This man is cashmere. He's going all the way straight towards the top, leaving Refsgaard in the dust.
The finest linens for the finest edits. This is where the home stretch is, the finish line, and we already saw how Chapix could literally go down this descent like a hot knife through butter, and there it is. He looks like he's almost free falling all the way down, and Refsgaard is just a little bit too far behind. All business for Noah Riley. No taunting, just a dub.
Absolute focus from Noah Riley towards the end of the day. This man was there to make a statement, there possibly to set records on EU for the All-Star Showdown. That was blazing fast. I mean, look at this. Look at the difference on each side. Refsgaard, yeah, he's hitting so close to these walls. Noah Riley has edited 3 boxes in front of him before he even passes through or knows what's going on. I mean, this guy's insane.
It was definitely that ascent and descent, that first hill, where Noah Riley was just able to put so much distance against Refsgaard, and Refsgaard was unable to recover. And look that they're 3-0-2 so far. Technically the leader. We know Chapix added about a good minute and a half with emoting. So Noah Riley right now, so far in the lead in terms of our just a fun thing to keep an eye on when it comes to time with 3 minutes. And again, Refsgaard gets that dreaded X and get it sent down to the lower bracket.
Yeah, seems like in these matchups, players are finishing so much faster than their competition. Before that winner's bracket on the top side, it'll not be the case. Chapix and Noah Riley, when they go head-to-head in a bit, it'll be absolutely fast. Now, the next match, though, ThomasHD 4ZR. This is going to be a little bit of a unique one, right? Lots of hype up for both sides. I mean, this should be pretty close.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That was the word I was going to use to describe this entire thing. He's going to be pretty close, you know? And I love these kind of all-stars, kind of skill showcases that we're having here, because it's kind of cool to see people out of their element, and this is definitely out of the element. You know, we're used to coming in that pretty blue battle bus, dropping in and going to your loot, running a path, but now we get to see these guys like head-to-head, and that's what's really awesome about today's event.
No, absolutely, and it's also really cool to see how they handle being in the lead and being behind, or how the different ambiances and atmospheres are like for each player. I mean, the easiest one to point out is Chapix versus Noah Riley, right? The way that one person's a little bit more goofy, the other one's fully serious. Right now, though, ThomasHD 4ZR, are we going to be looking at Gimmick Sancho here, or is this a straight head-to-head showdown?
It's going to be definitely a straight-to-head showdown. We have ThomasHD from Denmark and Fortnite representing France. One of the picks here for 11-2K, and now we're seeing them going through almost neck and neck right now. Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh, my God, it's actually perfect.
Yeah, it is.
Photo finish.
Whoa,
They're at the very same time. This will actually depend on who actually had a better start all the way in the beginning, but now ThomasHD, this is where he's flubbing a little bit. Fortnite, he's instantly editing these things. He doesn't care about being close to the wall itself. He's actually moving so much faster, at least in this section of the course. ThomasHD might have a little bit of an advantage later on, but clearly in the lead right now by what I would say 3 or 4 boxes, about 10 seconds, and ThomasHD will be about, yes, 5, 7, almost 10 seconds behind.
And this is where Noah Riley just was able to push just a little bit. Fortnite hits the little wall right there. That little misstep right there could just be enough for ThomasHD to catch up here. We're seeing Fortnite on a great momentum, being the first place with the UEFA Euro 2020 Cup. And who knows, any momentum you will take, Shayo, going into this All-Star Showdown event.
Yeah, no matter how much of a veteran you are, side jumps, every time you're practicing them, every time there's pressure on the line, for some reason, sometime, you end up messing it up. So far, though, no mistakes from ThomasHD, and because of that, he's all the way far ahead. The first time now in these Blueprint battles, he's done a course with no errors, at least half of it. This other half on the breakdown, he has issues with Fortnite. Got stuck on the wall. He barely makes it in, and now they're neck and neck again, Sancho.
I literally don't know what's going to happen once we get to the finish line. Are we going to have like a photo finish? Is it going to be by the pickaxe or something? If they have a bigger pickaxe, maybe it gets them ahead on the line. I have no idea, Shayo.
Possibly, but right now ThomasHD is really stepping on the gas. I guess he was saving all the energy for that part of the Blueprint battle. Now going down all the way towards the windows. You cannot be a little bit, cutting corners, going for shortcuts here. You have to go for the full reset. You have to fall down, and right here, this is where that butter gets hot. ThomasHD is just going all the way through. A few mistakes here or there. Fortnite might be able to catch up, but after this, we get into the labyrinth. That's where you have to be perfect.
Yeah, definitely have to be perfect in that labyrinth. About 37 edits that you have to work your way through. And as you can see here, there is a concrete wall, so to speak. You cannot edit through that. So if you kind of make a slow down misstep here, see, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Oh, no.
It's a little bit right there will be enough to set you back here. We already see ThomasHD go all the way ahead. I think right now, ThomasHD is definitely in the lead by about 4 to 5 seconds.
He almost sees the light at the end of the tunnel, and he's there. Now we go for the classic vertical edits all the way around in a circle with these pyramids. You're gonna have to reset them mid-air and then jump on them for the fastest time to clear, and ThomasHD is doing it brilliantly. And it might not be as fast as what we saw from Noah Riley before, but he's still in the lead. Fortnite could do this even better, make up the time, and then meet him all the way at the top. He's about 2 or 3 layers behind. Here's where Thomas, though, has to have the speed.
And the battle has left from the Fortnite Island to here. ThomasHD, Fortnite have competed the most in any final. So this is it. It's coming down close to it. And we thought it was going to be a photo finish, but instead, it's ThomasHD flexing, dancing his way, and advancing to the next round.
That right there is all about consistency. It's all about making sure you're rolling it at your own pace. ThomasHD looking strong.
Oh yeah, man, he looked very strong. Got that lead in about the 3rd stage, was able to blaze past it. Let's take a look at the replay. We talked about, are these competitors are gonna take it business-wise? They were all business, and we just saw how close it can be. 3:13, still, Shayo, still a little bit slower than Noah Riley. A little bit slower.
10 seconds off the total time, and it looked like he actually was going so much slower. So now we're kind of seeing how much each second actually drags on, right? Like even a 1 second different might just be a matter of 2 or 3 boxes. Looking at the bracket though, ThomasHD is waiting for either Benjy Fishy or Jerky to be his next opponent.
I have no doubt in my mind that ThomasHD does not want to see Benjy. I think Jerky is going to have an opportunity. That is the current FNCS champion going up against the fan favorite Benjy Fishy. I don't know, man. Like, this was so cool about brackets. What I really love is that you could sit here and be like, okay, if Benjy advances, I'm definitely going to have to bet. Like, I'm not losing. I'm going to advance all the way through to the winner's bracket. So I know I have to, my road through the grand final will be against Benjy Fishy, right? So that's going to be very exciting to see how that matchup plays out in the future. But we still, hey, Benjy, you still got to go through Jerky. You still got to beat him. And that is a matchup we get yet to see. Like, we've yet to see a close match. We thought we were going to get one with ThomasHD versus Fortnite, but we didn't.
I mean, I thought it was pretty close all the way towards the very end. And 4-0 was in the lead at the beginning too. It's all about who saves that energy and really goes for a perfect edit run in one of those stages. ThomasHD had it when he was all the way towards the top, just grabbing and just flying through that incline. Meanwhile, though, Jerky and Benjy Fishy, they're about to go head-to-head. We're ready to go, Sancho.
Oh man, we are ready to go. Can Benjy Fishy, who's had a kind of a rough season when it comes to FNCS, maybe he could return to glory here with the All-Star Showdown. Benjy working his way through, already hitting a couple of walls here, and Jerky has that advantage, crossing that first stage first.
Wow, that ended. I blinked once, Sancho, and they're gone.
I saw you literally scratch your head, and it was over.
I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so Jerky already in the lead. Benjy, he has to make up this time, and yeah, you're right. He's sticking to these walls. It's not time to look through your cone and look for the next rotation, Benjy. You got to be going faster, my man. And now he's picking up the speed. Jerky slightly in the lead, too. Whoever finishes the stage, we saw it before. If they end up here first, they end up maybe flubbing out all the way towards the very end. Jerky doesn't have to hold on to this lead.
And talk about the ultimate flex. Jerky rocking that Axe of Champions that he was able to get by winning the FNCS last season. Let's go, Jerky.
One of 3 people who have it on the EU right now, and he's going straight with it to those side jumps. Does it give you a boost in speed? Does it let you hit these jumps more consistently?
It does.
Hey, Sancho's approved it. Let's go. That placebo hits hard. Wait, he's messed up.
It's a little heavy. It's a little heavy.
Yeah, it is a little. That's true. It's solid gold, right?
It's solid gold. It reminds me of the track stars running around with that gold chain, and you're just seeing it flowing as they're blazing through. Benjy Fishy now has an opportunity to catch up here, but Jerky still has a very sizable lead. It's all going to come down to this ascent and descent stage.
I'm not sure if both these guys have put the pedal to the metal just yet either. You saw what happened with ThomasHD. He was looking like, you know, he was half asleep, half awake. Suddenly, something happened, and it was perfect edit. So maybe it could happen soon.
Yeah, it looks like, of course, all the trios picked who was going to compete, and Jerky actually led in the elim, so maybe it would have been interesting to see him in the Bullseye Bonanza, but he's taking the helm right now and doing some work here in the Blueprint Battle.
Hey, if you lead in elims, you got to know how to edit, because that's how you find those shots in the end game on the player's Jerky. I mean, he's got a 3 in his name right now. Might have to change that to a 1. The speed I'm seeing, he's champion status right now.
Now we're seeing a different kind of strategy that Jerky kind of stumbled into this zigzag labyrinth a little bit, but now he's found the flow, looking very nicely here, making it look easy, almost as if he's going in a straight line. Benjy's right behind him in the same stage here. It's still going back and forth between the two. It seems as though competitors kind of fall about 3 or 4 boxes ahead. We see Jerky slowing down just a bit.
Oh, he jumped to look at where Benjy was. It seems like every single time Benjy hits a stage, there's one wall or one ramp that just kind of slows him down. He's gonna have to keep things perfect. Right now, 180 is one of those pyramids too. He's going all the way up. Jerky, he's having a little bit of trouble going up the entire time. Now he's speeding up things, but Benjy, he's catching up as these guys go to the sky.
Here it is. It could be a photo finish that I desperately need. This is going to be the last match here in the opening round of the Blueprint Battle, and Jerky has that opportunity to send Benjy down to the lower bracket, which we see CRR, Refsgaard, and 4ZR, and Jerky crosses the line and gets it done.
That's the closest we've seen it go all the way so far, though. And I think finally, we have 2 different people actually finishing the race. Every time we've seen that X show. But hey, Benjy and Jerky, that was a good one. That's when you talk about when you go home, hey, Mom, I just saw Benjy and Jerky fight it off. It was very close towards the very end. It looked very nice, too. Look at these guys giving it their best all the way. I mean, Jerky, he's just a tad bit cleaner today, Sancho.
Definitely, Benjy had some issues with the wall resets at the very beginning. Even Jerky had some issues as well, but it was Jerky who was able just to hold on and just stave off Benjy's run, as you can see, finally getting closer. Because, Shayo, I think you nailed it on the head. You do not want production to give you that X.
Not at all. Still, Jerky rolls it in.
And it gave to him anyway.
Okay, so we don't record the second time. True. 3-11, that's 1 second off from ThomasHD. I mean, you know, these guys are going to have to really clean things up if they want to beat each other in this winner's bracket, Sancho.
Yeah, I would say, like, right now in the lead is Noah Riley. I think he was at 304, I believe. But, you know, all these numbers all swirling in my head. I think we're going to bring the boys back to help us out, Shayo.
It's the boys. It's us. We're ready. Wow. That was crazy. My hands hurt for them. I don't understand how they could be so good at this. I guess that's why they're like, you know, top 3 in the FNCS, no big deal, subtle flex and all. How you guys feeling after that? This was pretty dope, honestly.
Look, I really enjoyed watching that because, you know, you got so many different matchups, different endings, just exactly what you sort of expected. And I feel you, Zeke. Do you know what I mean? When I played it, by the end of the map, I was just dragging my mouse across my mouse pad. Like, I was tired. You know what I mean? These guys are going to have to keep going back at it. And you know what we definitely saw? We definitely saw the element of people not necessarily practicing the map. You get to a new stage, you think, where'd I go here? Do you know what I mean? So now that people are sort of warming into it, time should get a bit, you know, lower. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, and I think 4ZR in particular, we saw he actually always tweeted as well that he only got 3 hours of sleep, hasn't really practiced it too much, and that showed when it came to the ramp edits when you're underneath and you have to flip them, you don't know where you're going. But let's have a look at the bracket. We saw that first match going, CRR unfortunately moving down to the lower side of the bracket and Chapix picking that one up. He was kind of memeing a little bit in as well, but one of the interesting matchups we have was Noah Riley versus Refsgaard. Let's be real. Noah Riley, he had the lowest time out of everyone so far, being at 3 minutes and 3 seconds, whereas the other two, which was Juriki and ThomasHD, were 3:13. We can't really take Chapix's times. He was kind of memeing a little bit about it. So he's been ahead by about 10 seconds so far. So he has been a spectacle to watch in just one edit course.
Look, I'll be honest, yeah. You mentioned CR memeing and that. Look, you know when someone's losing, so they just start messing around because they know they've lost. I love you, Chris, but he knew it was all over. He knew it was over. So the course is hard. It gets difficult. You know, the side jump bit for me, I had an absolute mare trying that, and some of the players did as well. That side jump bit where you're trying to, you know, jump up, do the double in it, and try and make it. It is hard. Look, CR here, stinker. Chapix also a stinker, but he ended up winning. So you know, this part gets difficult. Noah Riley, on the other hand, oh my goodness, like he did not
clinical. Look at the way ThomasHD does it though. Notice he has his blueprint out so he can select that floor and the cone from further away while he does the side jump. If you're just kind of walking straight up to this, I figured this one out in my 6-minute time practicing it. I saw very, very clearly that if you just walked up to it, edit it, nah, you're gonna fall, you're gonna drop straight down. So having your blueprint out like that allows you to edit it from a little bit further away. But when you're talking about Noah Riley's amazing mechanical skill, there was also something else that he was doing, which was actually doing what we used to call the EJ dash in the kind of ramp flips, which is something that I haven't yet to see anyone else apart from our kind of record holders on YouTube do so far, which is exactly as you see here. Notice how in this next, when he flips the ramp, he'll do a little jump and boost himself that tiny bit forward. When you see someone who has such good mechanical prowess that they can focus on the minute details like that, that's what's going to get him 10 seconds ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, man. Like some of these matchups now get really interesting. Do you know what I mean? I really want to, you know, see the CR matchup with Refsgaard. Let's see if he can redeem himself. I'm being harsh on Chris here, but it's because I love him, really. But I'm looking forward to the low rep matchups. It's gonna be fun.
Hey, well, we don't have to wait that much longer because we're gearing right back up. We're going back into creative, and we're sending it back over to the boys because it is time to continue the competition here from the FNCS All-Star Showdown.
Let's hit it up so far. Zeke, Levin, Reese, this has been amazing. And yeah, we're talking about the side jumps. We're looking at everything we're watching so far. These players are either owning it or having fun with it, Sancho, and that's what All-Stars is about.
I think you've seen the personalities, actually seen the players in the interviews. All this is a celebration of players and celebration of their skills and devotion to the game of Fortnite. And here we are into the lower bracket, CRR versus Refsgaard. I don't know, man. We never know. Stranger things happen. I'm rooting for CRR, controller gang for life.
All right, let's see what happens. He's on the left side now, maybe. This is the blessed side to be on. I know Noah Riley has the best record right now from starting on the right side. I'm not sure if there are any differences, but at the same time, we're going to be rolling all the way in. Refsgaard is going to be moving through. The first to hit and about 3 boxes in the lead. CRR is still having fun with the course.
At the same time, you're going to see all our competitors, folks, those times that are right now 3 minutes, they're going to go down more and more as they get more experience on the big stage. And Reese keeps talking about all these YouTube videos. When you do it on the main stage, that's when it matters the most because there's thousands of dollars on the line, and you all know that nerves at our all-time high.
CRR is just taking his good old time, maybe found a few minis to pop inside those edits as well. Refsgaard, he's dashing the whole way away. He's ready to just end this thing entirely. I'm pretty sure CRR might have disabled the walking setting probably as well, or the sprinting setting, who knows, but maybe he can pick up the pace right here, catch up, because hey, if you lose this one, Sancho, you're out.
I will not stand for you to put the controller god, aka CRR, into the ground this way. We all know if CRR would had if this was a box time competition, CRR would come out on top.
Hey, there's no pumps, there's no boxes to dive, Sancho. So what is CRR gonna do? He's gotta catch up with these edits.
I believe that at least CRR is going to have a great time here again. This is a double elimination, so whoever loses this race right here will be sent out of the competition. But hey, Refsgaard, this is your prime opportunity to understand the map, to get the flow. You cannot waste this. You got to use it. Now, Refsgaard already losing one, so he's going to have to run the bracket here and reset the bracket to win the whole thing.
Oh, I see what it is. So with CRR, this man finishes fights in just 1 minute. He's trying to work that mantra in with each stage, right? If we do that, he's gonna be here for 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I understand now, right? Also having a player, it gives you the motivation. It makes sense. Now, the main thing though for Refsgaard though, right? I'm looking at watching him and seeing that if he's gonna get a time underneath 3 minutes, because that'll show us if he's ready to take on who the best person we've seen so far is right now, Noah Riley.
Absolutely. Refsgaard has to get around that 3 minute mark, the 3:10. Noah Riley already is 3 minutes and 3 seconds so far is what we've seen. And we got to talk about a little bit in the future. Chapix did 3:14 or so with taunting. So you can't imagine what his time will be if he goes through without that.
Yeah, I was somewhere almost close up to the 4s, but it definitely looked like he was just standing around for even more than a whole minute. Here goes Refsgaard. He's dashing all the way through. It looks like this man's made this course his home.
Refsgaard right now, definitely in the lead, about to hit up the towers. Takes a look back. CRR nowhere in sight. Most likely out of render distance at this point.
Is he in the map? Is he still? Is he still editing?
He's out of render. I mean, I don't know where he is. You gotta put your settings to epic here to catch where CRR is.
I'm still looking all the way down below. No, Refsgaard's left CRR in a different planet completely. There he is. There's his little name. He's catching up all the way through, but Refsgaard's like, hey, I'm trying to go towards the next stage. Bring me back to the winner's bracket. I don't want to be down here, but I got to edit all the way down here first. He's going to end out, and let's check out the time in just a second. Refsgaard versus CRR, and it will be the Falcon member Refsgaard going all the way towards the top. The VR right there. He's going to have the victory for Blueprint Battles in the lower bracket.
Hey, you know, at the same time, CRR, you're still an all-star. Let's take a look at the replay to see where CRR was running into a little bit. Again, as a controller player, it is quite difficult to work your way through, to find the rhythm. The side jumps are a little bit of an issue for CRR, but hey, thank you so much for competing in today's All-Star Showdown Blueprint Battle event.
I guarantee if we just put someone at 50 HP at the end of the course, CRR would have finished it in 30 seconds. I guarantee it. But 328 for Refsgaard. Okay. All right, I guarantee it. So I think, you know, next time we run this up, we got to make some amends for CRR. But he's only at 328 now. So I would say, what, a slower time than before. So maybe having a little bit of fun, keeping it light, keeping it clean. This is what it looks like, though, so far. He's going to be going up against whoever wins, well, actually, whoever loses from, I believe, Chapix and Noah Riley right now. So Refsgaard's waiting to take on a Titan, basically, Sancho.
Yeah, this is where you're seeing the Blueprint Battle bracket kind of developing here. If this is your first time watching this kind of competition, the lower bracket has to go all the way through, and then they will face the winner of the top with the upper bracket, have to do a bracket reset. So they have to beat them twice, essentially, to be able to walk away with the whole bag, as we say. So, hey, we're just getting started here. It's a lot of excitement, and we're seeing some great skill here, Shayo.
Yeah, the next matches we have set up for ZR, Benjy, Fishy. I mean, these guys, when they're rolling in, they were very serious about this Sancho. They lost by a matter of just about 4 or 5 seconds. This next matchup might go down to a 1 second difference, and that is what I'm the most excited for.
One of the hardest things as well, Shao, being in the lower bracket is you have to like literally play and you don't have any moment to rest. And Levin already talked about it. This is a very difficult course. I cannot stress this number. It's over 600 edits you have to do at a blazing pace while racing someone that you know has a great mechanics as well. It's not easy. If you try it at home yourself, it's available again in creative. I will say that again. Go ahead and try it. You will probably chucker out when the time you hit stage 4.
yeah, every single time we watch this bracket develop, we see the losers bracket go on, we see these matchups over and over again. I mean, these guys will feel that exhaustion, so towards the end is where we might see the most mistakes, and that'll be the most interesting. Now, Sancho, another thing to kind of scratch your head, ponder your mind, in this next matchup, right, Benjy Fishy, 4ZR, what is it going to be rolling in? Like, who's going to take the mantle? Who's going to move on in the competition?
I think 4ZR, he was in a close race between ThomasHD. My concern for Benjy, he hit a lot of those walls, you know, in the resets. If he could clean that up, I think Benjy will have a chance, but I don't know, man. 4ZR, I'm going to go with Levin. If Levin believes in 4ZR, I'm going to believe in 4ZR.
I believe in Benjy Fishy. I want to see it roll it all the way through. That's what I'm looking at all the way towards the end. But the coolest thing, and you were talking about pressure, right, is that not only are these guys, you know, fighting head-to-head with someone else, there's hundreds of thousands of people watching, there's money on the line. If they lose this, they're out, right? There isn't a lower bracket, an underground super, savior bracket. So
I will have the graphic. No,
yeah. Is it down there? No. It's just Benjy all the way. That's the last name towards the very bottom. If they lose this one, Sancho, no matter how close it is, they're out.
They get the guaranteed money, which is nice. At the same time, they're out, no doubt. You go from $1,000 or so, but the grand prize is $10,000. So yeah, man, that's it. Your ride is done, and you get to sit back and relax to watch the rest of this awesome broadcast with two awesome casters. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. Now to talk about 4ZR and Benjy and how, you know, their previous matches went entirely. You mentioned, Sancho, that Benjy was hitting a lot of walls. Now with 4ZR too, he had a very strong lead, but he lost it out towards the very end. With those two types of styles, does it change your mind as to who you think will win? Like, will the wall hitting be more of a, you know, kind of thing that holds Benjy back, or is it going to be 4ZR getting tired out towards the end of the battle?
Well, I mean, we did see Benjy actually finish the course. So, I mean, his time was a little bit slower than his competitor that sent him down here. I think 4ZR didn't really make a lot of mistakes. This is ThomasHD just found that second gear that you talked about and was able to catch up very quickly. And it was on a portion that seemingly has been easy for a lot of competitors. So I think 4ZR cleans it up. And I hate to root against Benjy. He's a good kid. You know, I love fish sticks as well. England's awesome. I love the country, but I think 4ZR and the French are going to take this one.
Let's set it up then. Benjy Fishy, doesn't matter which teammates you have right now. And 4ZR, you don't have to worry about Storm Surge. Just edit whatever's in front of you. Here we go. He's going to be rolling in. I think both players side by side finish the stage at the same time. And this might actually be as close as we're harping out to be. Yes, they're actually, it's a mirror, Sancho. I'm looking at a mirror right now. These guys are exactly the same.
I'm surprised if you look on the top side of your screen, 4ZR hit a wall, and those walls are quite treacherous. Even if you play in pubs, we all know when you're trying to build fight, go up to someone and you hit that wall, all of a sudden you get eliminated. And right now, 4ZR is so close to being eliminated. This is the closest race we have all day.
Hey, Benjy's got that 70s music popping in his ears. He's found his groove. He's really moving in, hasn't made a single mistake so far. There's that wall hit we were talking about. That's going to actually hold him back every now and then. But as we get an update with 4ZR, yes, there it is. They've caught up again. They're neck and neck. Another wall Benjy hits, but 4ZR hits it at the same time. These guys are so close in time.
Right now, Benjy is trying to make another finals experience here. He's the second most in all of the EU, and this is where it gets kind of close here. Hey, nerves are a big factor. We always talked about how players can perform on a LAN. Well, how can players perform going head-to-head, Chayo?
I mean, they can perform exactly like each other. Benjy having a slight lead because he was keeping those side jumps tight. 4ZR was kind of going straight into them. He's really passionate about what's going on right now. He's really focused.
Oh my goodness.
Benjy's in the lead by about half a second. Needs to keep going. Now 4ZR takes it. Benjy takes it again. Okay, this is getting too close.
I didn't know I would have to work on my race commentary, but this is what it is right now. It's literally coming down to the final moments. Every edit is so crucial here on the descent, and right now Benjy is just in the lead by about 2 edits.
This is the one that Benjy struggles with the most. All these walls, you can't actually move past them.
No.
Yes, and just edit 2 squares.
No.
You have to edit them completely. You have to reset it first. And even though he's messing up, 4ZR is making even more mistakes and is slightly further behind. Still, now, both caught up. Same wall, same ramps, same stairs. Benjy actually gets out and edges in just a bit faster. 4ZR sees him slightly in the lead. This labyrinth, it's all about the movement. We saw it with Refsgaard here, Sancho. If you keep your movement tighter, even if your edits are a bit slower, you will move out faster.
And it's coming down to the last moments here. This will either continue your run into the All-Star Blueprint Battle or send you at least off the menu. You're already home, I know, playing, so you're not going to completely go home, but the end of your ride will be right here, and Benjy's just in the lead by about 2 seconds.
And right now, you want to make it seem like there's no builds in front of you at all with Benjy. That should be the case, and it is the case. He is just going up a spiral staircase that looks almost built before ZR. Look at the speed. Look at the moves. He's going all the way towards the top. They might meet each other here on the final layer. No, Benjy hits it first. What is it, 3-second advantage? He's going down, Sancho. He's about to take the win.
He's about to take the win, but 4ZR is right behind on the right side, about 3 layers right below, and then Benjy is about to touch the ground here, and all he has to do is cross. 4ZR is so close, and Benjy Fishy starves off elimination and able to survive. 4ZR has been eliminated from the All-Star Showdown Blueprint Battle, but that is probably the closest race we've had all day, Shayo.
A matter of 2.5 seconds between both competitors. Benjy, all the focus, all the hard work and passion, dropping the L at the end of that as well. I mean, this, I think, was my favorite matchup so far, Sancho.
And it came down to those resets, man. Those resets are such a hard thing to hit. And we saw that every time, 4ZR would get a little bit, boom, hits a wall. Benjy would get a little bit, boom, hits a wall. And it just came down to those crucial edits there. But man, I cannot believe, I bet you if you're going to stream, he's probably like, whoa. But look at this time, 3:15 amongst the top of the upper bracket here, Shayo.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like when you're also pressured with someone else, your time gets slightly faster.
Yeah.
If they're ahead of you. When Benjy's in the lead right there, 3:15, that is no time to scoff at all. That is a very, very good for what we see so far. He's going to be waiting to see exactly who loses between ThomasHD and Jerky. And, because of all this going down, now we basically have weeded out anyone that has a lot of those slower times. Everyone left now in this bracket, Sancho. There are serious competitors who have around 3 minutes in this edit course.
One word I'm going to give you here, Shayo: execution. You need to have the excellence of execution to be able to survive in this Blueprint Battle bracket. It's not going to be easy the rest of the way, and I'm hoping that we get to see a world record here. I believe the world record, maybe Reese11 could correct me, is about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, something like that, will be the fastest time that's anyone run in public. And what's really cool, when you go into creative, you actually get to see a leaderboard to see who is actually in the lead. I believe you have to kind of tweet out the creators of the map to let them know, and they'll update and put your name on the board. So it's really cool to see so much people out there trying to get that world record.
Hey, the community aspects involved, the pros are also involved over here, and I'm not gonna beat around the bush, get all the surprises out of the way. The best man to watch so far right now has to be Noah Riley. It feels like he's gonna win all of this, Sancho. He's 10 to 20 seconds ahead of everyone else, and we're about to watch him go head-to-head with Chapix, who was having too much fun the first time we watched him go around.
Are you saying that if this was a 3-point competition, Noah Riley is the, the Steph Curry, this is Steph Curry that we're watching right here, he should win this?
Most possibly, because once again, he's so clean, but look at Chapix.
I don't know yet.
While keeping up with updates. I hold up with the references. This guy's kind of fast when he's taking things serious, and he's really moving forward. Noah Riley, though, slowly is a little bit more efficient here once again with these edits. Reese was talking about the EJ dashes involved with the ramps. They're making them go slightly faster here all the way in this stage. Once these inclines happen, that's where your real skill is tested, though.
I feel like if we get into just the sounds of the edits, you go to Noah Riley, the tempo is always the same. There's no misstep. The timing is right there. And look at it. This is where Noah Riley was able to get that distance away. And Chapix right now is in a world of trouble and is definitely in danger of being sent down to the lower bracket.
You know what I think happened? Noah Riley saw Chapix all the way ahead of him and then felt a little bit disrespected when, whoa, wait a minute, he looked back. Noah Riley missing a side jump. The first time we've seen it in the competition so far. He's actually struggling with this going all the way up, and this is not what we saw before. Still, it'll make things a little bit closer. What I was saying, Sancho, is I feel like he took things super extra serious, and now he's going at maximum velocity.
This man is a high-octane vehicle, and you gotta take the curves a little bit slower. You know what I'm saying? You cannot go ahead and kind of dash your way through that curve. You gotta go ease off the gas, and then once you're on that straight, boom, there he goes. Noah Riley in the lead, easy.
There you can see when he finally finds his groove, there are no mistakes at all. Left and right and left and right, and he's at the top. Edit those walls. That's the key to this one. First, you have to fully reset them and not actually get caught by those windows. Noah Riley, I mean, This man is just the window of success and greatness himself. He's not gonna get flubbed by something of his own kind. He is looking so fast and so clean.
And what I like about Noah Riley is that he's not running so far in advance. You kind of see him kind of staying back a little bit, letting those blueprints reach across to be able to grab that edit. So it's almost as if he's standing still a little bit. He's like not going all the way really close to the wall. He's letting that distance get him those clear, clean edits. And look at the mouse control to be able to have that proper tracking to be able to get those edits and be able to get through easily. That's what we're seeing here, that excellence of execution.
And so for me, the question now that kind of got a little bit thrown away at the very start when Chapix had the lead, I'm pretty sure I'm fine with it now though, is who is going to stop Noah Riley?
Yeah.
I mean, this is ridiculous. This man, he's editing with a speed boost on or something. I don't know how he's doing this, but he's faster than anything I've ever seen.
Does he have a parasite on top of his head? I know that that's not right now, but maybe he has those Fortnite Pups parasite that's giving him the speed boost and the ability to go. This is it, the final moments of this matchup between Noah Riley and Chapix here, and Noah Riley just left Chapix in the dust.
What a win from Noah Riley. Started things off a little bit shaky, but once he realized who he was up against, he really turned on the NOS. Taking that victory, staying in the winner's bracket. We'll see Chapix go all the way down, I believe, fight Refsgaard next. But at the same time, I mean, what a display of skill from Noah Riley.
We just saw it. I mean, even we here in the broadcast knew, watching Noah Riley, we watched this whole way, just watching him work through. We see what's going on the Chapix side of things. It's just not as fluid, not as clean. Everything is just going Noah Riley's way, and you said it, Shio. This is your prediction in terms of going forward. Is the man to beat in the Blueprint battle.
Man, it's just nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Wow.
307. I believe last time it was 304. So maybe, you know, realizing
the side jumps,
just
side
working.
Jumps.
Yeah, the side jumps. Yeah, that 3 seconds of the side jumps. You're actually absolutely right. That mess up there. It's surprising for me though, Sancho. The record's like 2:30. There's people that are shaving off times by 30 seconds right now, which is absolutely insane. I don't even know how that's possible. He moves on. Wow. Yeah, and right now we're waiting for ThomasHD and Jerky next, and then we'll see exactly what happens. It's actually gonna be Benjy versus Chapix all the way there in match 4. So whoever loses over from ThomasHD and Jerky will fight Refsgaard.
You know what this kind of reminds me of, Shio? You know those games, the little basket you throw the little mini basketballs in, right, over and over and over again. And every time when they have like a professional player try it, they always are, you know, they do well. But then there's always those people that, you know, at home and they're hobbyists, and he's just like bam, 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 just hitting them all over the place. Those are the people that are getting those 2-minute and 30-second times. How do they do it? I don't know. Look it up on those socials. You might find it and see how they do it. But right now, we're going to see how ThomasHD and Jerky do going in this upper bracket battle. Last time ThomasHD hit the NOS, as you said, and able to get his way forward here in the second half of this run. And Jerky was true and steady here, a little bit weighed down by that Axis Champions.
They're still head-to-head. They're looking good. Not only the axe, though, look at the whole fit from Jerky today. Black on gold. This man is super clean.
He is here, man. He is showing out, man. He's letting you know where that prize money went. You know what I mean? Went straight to the pit.
That's what I'm talking about. ThomasHD, this is where he's going a little bit more consistent, saving the energy for the later edits where people like Jerky, who are trying really hard right now, can get tired. It's all about hitting every edit properly and not making mistakes. So he'll be slightly behind for the moment. Not all the way left in the dust, though. And this is where he really turns on the gas.
Yeah, this is where he was able to kind of push through and catch up. As you're seeing, he's catching up. He understands that he could be able to go through this, kind of take his time in those other ones, but going forward, ThomasHD beats Jerky. He's going to have to clean that up because Noah Riley is not going to stand for that.
Yeah, he kind of lost 2 seconds right there on one of the walls. Jerky's going all the way towards the top. He's trying to climb all the way up in record speed, and that looked really, really clean. ThomasHD, though, this man's more than clean. He's maximally sanitized. He's really moving forward.
Wow.
Nothing stopping him. There is no friction on these edits.
Okay.
He's going straight forward, man. He's unstoppable.
You're talking about that fancy UV light type, you know, all the germs and biomes all gone. And now ThomasHD is going to put Jerky a little bit behind him. Jerky right now seeing the tail lights of ThomasHD as ThomasHD is making his way up the ascent, now going down the descent. Jerky having a little issues here. Maybe that Axis Champions is hitting the wall. I'm not quite sure what's happening.
Seemed like you almost went backwards there on the course. It happens sometimes, it happens. Unfortunately, we don't have like, you know, a message that pops up in big red letters that says turn around. Jerky knows exactly where you're supposed to go now.
I know what's happening with Jerky. He don't want to put creases in the shoes, you know? He's just going a little bit slower. He don't want to put creases in those nice shoes. And ThomasHD, we've been seeing the trios literally have these crazy runs where they finish second, third, and fourth, still waiting to get that #1 championship along with Flick and the Nos. So that sniper of the Fortnite world here may have a snipe against Jerky, sending him down to lower bracket.
Hey, this man's got the court vision. He knows exactly who is where and what to do at all times. That's how he hits the snipes, and that's how he knows when to take it easy in this course and when to really push the pedal towards the very end. He's already climbing all the way towards the stratosphere. This guy is going so fast, and then once he descends down, we saw how it was before Sancho. It's like pouring water out of a bottle. Absolute laminar flow. It looks so nice and smooth when he goes and edits all the way down. Nothing can stop him, and he's just so fast with it too.
Hey, he was all the way up, but now he's going all the way down. You know, he's going all the way down to the finish line. ThomasHD lining up the shot, and bang, gets the victory here in the Battle of the Blueprints. I don't know, man. ThomasHD, you got to clean up some things. I don't think this slow start and ramping up to that fast finish will be enough going forward, but hey, it gets to keep his stake here in the upper bracket.
He's playing the endurance game, right? A lot of these competitors coming in really hot off the gas. They're like, hey, let me try my best, let me try my hardest. I don't realize, Sancho, how many games you have to actually end up playing today. So I actually like this out of ThomasHD. He's making sure his wrists are going to be completely flexible the entire time. His brain is going to be working at optimal capacity. And right now, I mean, he's working his way through that lower bracket. He's looking really good throughout the whole day.
3:07. What a fantastic time for ThomasHD. Jerky now being sent to the lower bracket here. Things are developing so quickly. Let's see who Jerky is going to end up competing against. It is Refsgaard. So we're seeing everything kind of play out here. We have Refsgaard and Jerky going through, and then we have Benjy and Chapix here on the bottom side. They have to work together to continue on. Noah Riley and ThomasHD. Is this that kind of like that conference where it's like, okay, whoever wins between Noah Riley and ThomasHD may win the whole thing?
I think that's what I'm looking at. At the same time, we've got some heavy hitters down below that haven't really had a chance to fight anyone else, right? Benjy Fishy, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty silky the entire way through. Got taken out by Jerky in the beginning, but now Jerky's not here, right? So he might not have his opponent who's there, who usually stops him, waiting for him the entire time. At the same time, Chapix was fast. We haven't seen Refsgaard go up against some of these competitors yet too. So, I mean, anything could happen, but I think you might be onto something. Noah Riley and ThomasHD, these guys look the cleanest out of the lot.
I just don't see how ThomasHD could have that slow start against Noah Riley. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Noah Riley, you talked about fatigue. You talked about, it ain't happening. Noah Riley right now is just on fire. Not going to be doused out. There's nothing anyone else can do. Can we stop? We can't stop the show. We got to keep.
No. Hold on.
Let it finish out.
Let me take out this fire extinguisher to put out the flames of Noah Riley so far, right? Let's talk stats. That last run right there from both players, they didn't go up against each other, but Noah Riley with a score of what, 310, 311?
Yes.
ThomasHD with a score of 307. So you might be saying Noah Riley's faster on average, but the facts state that ThomasHD is playing this one really well and doesn't make those mistakes. Now, the side jumps, I think, are the key for Noah Riley, right? If he doesn't know how to hop, this man will flop.
Nah, man, I don't think so. I mean, you could put these guys in like a time trial ghost thing, and I think Noah Riley's fast time will be able to carry over. I mean, those side jumps are tricky, man, for anybody. If, you know, maybe you just don't catch that wall, that cone, you fall through, you hit your head, bonk your way down. So it's not easy. The side jumps, I'm telling you, like once you hit that, it's just about precision. Just like chill, just hit it, just get through it. Then you could go through those descents and like you're on the slopes, you know, just blaze on through.
Yeah. But those are the trickiest part we've seen so far with ThomasHD. He makes no mistakes, and I feel like he has the fastest time going through those side jumps. So if Noah Riley had a villain, had a counter, there was an anti-man ready to take him down, it would be ThomasHD. We have that matchup coming in just a few moments. Our Blueprint Battle, Sancho, we had rehearsals, we had some makeshift players playing them. Now that we've really seen the pros, I mean, I'm seeing this map in an entire new light. It is really fun to watch. It is really cool to see, and watching these guys take it in different aspects and put their own flair on it, it's a really unique thing at All-Stars.
It's fantastic. I think it's really cool to see everybody's skills. And we're going to see throughout the entire week so many different aspects tested. A little bit later on in the show, we're going to have Bullseye Bonanza, and that's going to be a target course. It's very competitive, very intense. You're going to see the use of the tactical SMG, and you're going to see the use of the infantry rifle. And at the same time, there is a crucial hunting rifle shot you have to hit. Very exciting, so don't you go anywhere. We're going to figure out who is the best accurate player in the EU region, but we're still here in the Blueprint Battle.
Yeah, let's put the inventory away and take out those blueprints. Refsgaard, Jerky, they're about to pop right now all the way towards that lower side. Let's see who can get all the way back up towards Grand Finals, one step closer to staying inside the competition. Jerky was up to a fast start. Refsgaard is editing so fast, his ramps are actually breaking. So both these guys are giving it their all to stay inside the competition.
The key factor here, Shio, is Jerky just literally ran through this course. So, hey, Jerky may be a little fatigued here. We'll see how he does when he gets to about the midway point.
Hey, for Fortnite players, sometimes repetition is exactly what you need. Everyone always thinks, hey, if I only had one more chance in that game, if I only had one more chance with that zone, I would have done things so much more differently. It would have been an easy win. This is Jerky's reality. At the same time, though, it might be slipping away from his grasp. Refsgaard looks like he's even running faster than Jerky right now, and these guys are so close in speed.
I just love that shot right there. It's almost as if they're mirrors right there. It's so impressive to see this high caliber of skill by the EU region Fortnite players. Jerky now takes a look over. Jerky, you don't have to do that. There's a little thing on the right that literally says your name, that you're in the lead, my guy.
And it adds a little bit of pressure on him too. Here's Refsgaard though, really just hopping up these side jumps like crazy. Like he has a tail on the back of his behind as well, because he's just finding. Yeah, he's finding ways to grab onto these builds that should not be naturally possible. Meanwhile, though, as he's dropping down throughout the whole way, Jerky actually goes by faster. And now he's building up again. It seems like Sancho. Jerky, when going up, is slower than Refsgaard. But when Refsgaard is editing downwards, he has the speed.
And this mountain is about 56 edits going up and 56 edits going down. This is where we see Noah Riley kind of push the competition away. Right now, Jerky and Refsgaard are really close, going neck to neck right now at the moment here. I've always been rooting a photo finish, but this time, Shio, it may actually happen.
We'll see Refsgaard really picking up the speed as he goes all the way down towards the bottom. This is average 6th place when, you know, he's really tarping for the team, when he's the one actually putting the builds down. But Sancho, it's not about putting builds down now. It's about re-editing them, replacing them left and right, really getting through them, which you might not have the most experience compared to someone who's really looking for all the elims towards endgame.
Yeah, the only time you would experience this as a tarper is if the storm bounces back and you gotta go through old builds, because right now a tarper would pretty much have clean builds so his teammates could walk through. So you're right, not that much editing, but you're seeing this right now. They're in literally the same edits going right tied up. It's so intense. Look at this. They're crossing the circle at the same time. These are the final moments. It's the 2 towers that have to go up and descend down. And Refsgaard was able just to squeak through just a little bit in the lead, but Jerky's right there, Shio. He's right there.
Refsgaard's going all the way straight up. He made up all the time in the labyrinth because that's low ground edits. That's right. Where he actually survives the most and has the most experience, and now he's in the lead by about a half a second.
Yeah.
Be like water. Fit your container. Go all the way down. It's a race to see who can actually beat gravity and get towards the floor. The first Refsgaard's going all the way down towards the right side. Slightly faster. Ramps, floors. You gotta get through. Jerky. Refsgaard. It's Jerky. Who doesn't? No, wait. Refsgaard. It was Refsgaard. Okay. It was too close towards the end. I saw Jerky run through, but we have to see in that photo finish who actually made it through the line first. That was the closest race we've seen so far.
Wow, it came down to the descent there from the 2 towers. Going into it, look how close it was, folks. Edits going through, and Refsgaard was able to sneak through. Like I said, it may have been that Axe Champion slowing down Jerky. Well, actually,
it was Jerky. He rolled in.
He rolled in.
Yeah, it was Pi. Pi wins at the end of the day, 0-3-1-4. They go through all the way towards the very end. I feel like the map literally was like, guys, we can't handle this. You're too good. You're too good. You're too similar. We're going to give you guys both the message, but we'll figure it out afterwards. They roll in towards the very end. Jerky will move forward. Refsgaard, what a showing. I mean, it was so close. He made up all that time towards the labyrinth, the low ground.
Yeah.
Those edits, the incline Sancho going all the way towards the top.
Yeah.
It was too much for him.
It kind of reminds me there of the, last season's FNCS, Jerky coming out as the champion and Refsgaard's trio, second place. So right then and there.
Oh.
Yeah, remember that? You remember that? This is a All-Star Showdown. This is about rivalries too. We were talking about, is there rivalries? Yes, there is. These guys actually competed against each other. We're talking about season 6, the top 2 going toe-to-toe right then and there. And Jerky stomping out the toe of Refsgaard, sending him down and out of the competition.
Hey, history ends up repeating itself, but the question is, who can take down the champion right now? He's lost once before, and he's in the lower bracket, but he's looking to go all the way through. Now we have the next one ready to go. Benjy, Chapix, these guys find out every time, you're talking about historic rivalries. I mean, I feel like this was like season 4, season 3 or chapter 2, where these guys were really the most prevalent in their trios. They were looking to fight each other. They had the head-to-head matchups. Now we'll see them roll with these edits, both going through. You cannot afford to make a mistake in the first stage.
I like Chapix using the double pickaxe. There's something about having that. I don't know what it is. I guess the sound. I mean, sound's a big factor too. Maybe that's helping him blaze through, but this is going to be a close race again. I wish for the photo finish previously. We may get it again, and we may keep getting it for the rest of the way. It's going to come down to crucial edits like that. Right there, that mistake, Shio, could end up being Chapix's run.
He had about a 1/10 of a second lead there on all the edits, but yes, in fact, that ramp right there, messing up, actually holds him back slightly. Now both players are going to be pretty even moving into this. Benjy, though, I mean, this guy does this on stream for fun. The triple edits going upwards. How many games have you seen Benjy Fishy win, and then he just flexes, building and editing these triple edits over and over again? I mean, he is at home right now.
This could be just the win that you may need, We talked about Benjy, getting to the finals the most. Hasn't had a lot of final finishes, but this might be the thing that kind of catapults him. Fortnite's a game of momentum. We already say it could be this person's day, it could be that person's day. Whoever wins the entire event, it might be, yeah.
No.
Call it, dude. Call it. Call it.
It's the side jump. It's the quicksand. This stage has to be the quicksand of this entire map. It has ruined so many competitive times rolling in. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's Chapix, man. Such a great player. FNCS champion from the previous season in season 5. And Benjy right now is later, dude. Later, Benjy. We'll see you in the next round, my guy.
Hey, who knows? Refsgaard made up a lot of time on those low ground edits on that little labyrinth maze zigzag all the way down below. At the same time, you already know it. Every time we see Benjy in a lead, who takes him out? Who takes him out, Sancho? No one.
No one. Yes, you're right. I mean, with Benjy, when he starts going, he starts cooking. We talked about a fire being put by Noah Riley, but when Benjy goes supernova, no one could douse him out. No one could slow him down. He's hitting God pumps left and right. He's places there. You had one of the great casting moments of Fortnite when Benjy just popped off with that pump. We've seen it all before.
Yeah, no storm in front of him this time, so I'm not sure if that's a slight nerf or relief for Benjy when he's moving forward, because he loves that added pressure. He's gonna go all the way through with this race. Chapix will try to keep up, but he's so far behind. He's making up a little bit of time in the labyrinth, but no chance here right now. He leaves this trio solo time alive, and it's all about having elims, making those edits, and staying alive inside those crevices inside the zone. But it's not about staying in places now, Sancho. It's about breaking through, having speed, and having the edits all the way towards the sky and down below at the finish line as well.
Benjy definitely has that speed and momentum, and here is that kind of descent waterfall down through. Whoa, slow that down, there you go, there he is.
The camera can't even keep up. It was at max speed and Benjy was going faster. No way, okay.
Camera was
I like the flex.
I only have 4 times speed in my camera drone. I did 16 to catch up to Benjy. But Benjy advances and survives in the blueprint battle, sending Chapix out of this competition. And we're just seeing now it's coming down to those misplays, and the giant sandpit monster of the side jumps claimed Chapix.
One side jump, 10 seconds of time. Literally, just one single side jump affected Chapix so heavily. We saw it happen, I believe, to almost Noah Riley as well. But 310 for Benjy Fishy, very similar to both Noah Riley, very similar to what we saw with Refsgaard as well and ThomasHD. So it's gonna be cool to see exactly how he matches up when there's someone with him who has literally the same photo finish.
Man, this bracket is looking fantastic now. And opportunity here, as we're seeing a first time ever in an All-Star. I know this is the first All-Star Showdown, but this is the first time we see a rematch between Jerky and Benjy Fishy.
No, I mean, they started it all off. Benjy, I feel like, was just waking up in terms of getting all the edits down. He got sent to the lower bracket. Now Jerky's actually meeting him here, so whoever actually loses is not going to have a second chance this time. These guys are going to be out for blood. They're looking to eliminate the other player completely and then move on to that consolidation match, going so close towards the grand finals.
Blueprint Battle, you got to have your pencil sharpened to the most. You can't have your pencil break. It can't be a number 2. It needs to be a number 20 pencil here. Because just imagine how many edits that people are doing right now. Like I talked about it, 600 every time. These guys have done like at least over 2,000 edits at this point. Talk about so much endurance being tested right here in this All-Star Showdown already.
Yeah, they're gonna have tests, but they've also learned some stuff so far too. So for Benjy, I think he understands his strengths now. When he's on triple edits, he's really moving fast. When it comes to Jerky as well, he kind of understands exactly how he moves through. But it's gonna be Noah Riley and ThomasHD that we end up watching first. 2 of the best editors so far we've seen in Blueprint Battle Sancho, and they're going head-to-head in the winner's bracket.
And basically, this right here will put you into the upper bracket finals, essentially. So this is going to be a great battle. Can ThomasHD be the fire extinguisher that Shio is reaching for to stop Noah Riley?
He's going to keep pressing all the way forward, but this is where Noah Riley has that huge advantage when it comes to just risking all the speed. He's going to be a lot faster on these mismatch edits when you have to go up and then straight down after the fact. ThomasHD will take things slow. He's waiting for the triple edits to come through. He's waiting for those windows. That's where he actually ends up going super fast.
Now we're getting closer and closer to that side jump. One more ascent and descent, and then we're in there. Let's see if Noah Riley has issues. So far, this is standard protocol of Noah Riley. Blazing through this mountain right here of those 56 edits, making it look super easy. But now we're getting into the treacherous side jumps, and this is where ThomasHD could catch up.
ThomasHD has a very, very good record at doing these side jumps, never making mistakes. And the best thing is that he jumps so tight on these builds, he ends up moving faster to the second side jump compared to everyone else because they're so worried about hitting it. He has now overtaken Noah Riley, who might have made a mistake going forward in those side jumps. He's about half a second behind. ThomasHD has a very slight lead, but this is where he has to pick up the speed. It's not going to be possible. Noah Riley was too fast in those edits, and now he's moving by first.
Yeah, the side jumps were able to look smooth for ThomasHD, but coming down off those side jumps, it wasn't so easy. You're taking a look here. Both of Noah Riley's runs today are faster than anyone else here in the All-Star Showdown, and now he's picking up the speed here. This will get him into the championship final here for the Blueprint Battles. If he beats ThomasHD, it looks like he might do it.
Hold up, Thomas catching up. These windows are kind of like speed bumps. Thomas was trying to get all the way in faster. Yikers right there. There's no chance now, it looks like, for him to catch up. 5 mistakes in a row, and Noah Riley's already on to the next stage.
Man, basically you just lost a tire in that, hitting that curb, bottoming out right there, and ThomasHD is going to have to hope for a catastrophic crash for Noah Riley to not be able to advance here. But Noah Riley right now taking it easy, looking smooth.
I think he understands exactly how much of a lead that he has, so he's actually slowed down. You're right. He's relaxing and making sure there's no mistakes. I'm counting the seconds right now. Oh my goodness. 6, 7 seconds, 8, 9, 10 seconds of a lead for Noah Riley for the moment. He's already all the way up towards the skies. I mean, ThomasHD is gonna have to do something that no one's done before and have a super fast record on the ascension and descension that makes up 10 seconds in total. Noah Riley now, since he's taking things slow, it's gonna come towards about 5 seconds of a difference, but he's so much faster. He's touched down on planet Earth, and he's taking away the trophy for this round. Noah Riley winning it out with speed, winning it out with relaxation, and winning it out with the best vibes we've seen so far today.
Absolute domination from Noah Riley, sending ThomasHD down to the lower bracket where ThomasHD still has to return back into the championship finals, maybe looking for that rematch. ThomasHD did his best. He had the advantage in the side jumps. It was just that descent coming off the side jumps, and that was just enough for Noah Riley to brew and cross the finish line first, comfortably.
Yeah, it was literally just absolute window pane for ThomasHD. He could not make it past. Yeah, another, I think it was 307, and now 304, unless we saw 304 before. Either way, no one is hitting these numbers, Sancho. Noah Riley is the only one breaking his own records.
I want to see Noah Riley hit like Supernova and go like in the 2-minute mark, like 250, right? Something like that. As you see the brackets unfold here, Gamma's ThomasHD sent down to the Constellation match, has the opportunity to get into that grand final as we mentioned before, but Noah Riley right now sitting comfortably so far has been undefeated in the Blueprint battle here of the EU region. We still have a battle between Jerky and Benjy Fishy to go through.
That's a rematch all the way from the first match, or the first set of matches that we saw, match number 4. And we'll get to see who actually moves on to that consolidation match and then tries to go for that bracket reset inside the grand finals. And we talked about Jerky and Benjy Fishy a lot before. Just to remind you guys, this is a man, Benjy Fishy, who's perfect in triple edits, and Jerky, the man who cannot fall for the trap of side jumps at all. He has, I don't know, feather feet. He cannot fall in quicksand to any mistake at all so far. So let's see how things roll. A machine, a beast with speed versus a man who can't make mistakes.
Perfection is on the line, and of course advancing is on the line as well. The winner of this will go on to face ThomasHD, and that's going to be tough right there. You know, we're talking about back-to-back competing through this edit course, and that is where fatigue is definitely going to be a big factor, but maybe adrenaline kicks in. Jerky does have about one kind of block of edits through, just slips up a little bit, allowing Benjy to catch up just like a fraction of a hair of a second there, but still, Jerky's in the lead, just barely.
They didn't have the lead totally the entire time either, though. Benjy and Jerky are kind of going back and forth on all of these, but ooh, Jerky's edits clean towards the very end. The wall almost caught up with him. If there were 2 more boxes there, he might have hit it, but it's all good. They're both moving down, Sancho, and they're right on time.
Benjy looked like he was on roller skates coming down that mountain. That man just went right through those edits so cleanly. And now we're on the side jumps. And what is this? Do they have that tail that you're talking about? They made this look easy. They look at it so quickly. Oh my. Jerky and Benjy are putting on a show here in this lower bracket battle.
Opposable thumbs on their toes as well as they make those side jumps look absolutely easy. Not even a pitfall or a trap for every other competitor that has made a mistake. And wow, they are literally neck and neck, time on time, passing by the gate together. Jerky has a very different strategy of actually going through these edits. He doesn't edit that lower pyramid. He chooses to jump. Now, I'm not sure if this is faster. It seems like he's hitting these walls a little bit more. I'm not sure if there's an offset with those pyramids, though. We'll find out an update soon. This looks slower, and yes, it is slightly, by about 2 seconds. Benjy has that lead, and he's looking to milk it all the way towards the bottom, resetting here off the descent.
Both competitors do not want to be eliminated right here in this Blueprint battle. An opportunity to compete for $10,000 is still at stake here. Benjy looking really good, being efficient with the edits. Takes a quick glance over there for Jerky here. This is going to be big, Shio. If you get lost in the sauce here, it's going to be the end of your ride.
Yeah, it's not going to be tasty at all for Benjy Fishy. 1 ramp towards that very last stage actually cost him about that second of advantage that he had on Jerky. Jerky, though, he seems lost in the labyrinth. Just stick to the right wall. Keep going, keep the pattern up, and keep it secure. Almost caught up now to Benjy. These guys are very, very close. And now for the second time today, we'll be watching these guys go head-to-head all the way towards the top of this map.
And it was Jerky that sent Benjy down to the lower bracket a lot early. So Benjy is on a marathon run, being sent to the lower bracket in match 2. And now he's still alive, and he still has an opportunity here to win it all. Benjy with a statement right now to let the rest of the competitors in ThomasHD and Noah Riley know that Benjy, the fan favorite, could win it all.
Benjy, though, he's kind of making a few mistakes here on the edits. Jerky is running on fumes as well as he was going up. I'm not sure exactly where he is, but Benjy, he hits the floor. Jerky, nowhere to be found, and he actually brings it back in the rematch and moves on towards the consolidation match and hopefully the grand finals. Benjy Fishy has done it, runs it back, and wins it out.
I'm sure all the Benjy fans at home watching here on the broadcast and on Benjy's stream are excited to see their favorite. Let's take a look at the replay. It was a very close race. There was a couple of moments we thought Jerky would be able to put up a fight, but it was just a couple of those edits. I think you nailed it on the head, Shayo. That cone jump, that strategy just did not work out, and it cost Jerky his run here today in the Blueprint Battle. Great time for Benjy Fishy with 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Average all the people who are still alive in this competition of Noah Riley and ThomasHD and Benjy Fishy. Woo! Shayo, this has been a great run so far.
Absolutely. So far, I mean, everyone's been bringing their A game. Noah Riley is on A+ S tier mode. I mean, these guys are absolutely insane.
You know what? We're going to bring back the boys to give us all this highlight.
Thank you guys so much. Man, what is even happening? You know, like, this is some of the craziest action, which is wild because we just came off an FNCS. So I'm like biting my nails at every single elimination. And even here, I'm like, wait, the edits, the double edits. Oh my gosh, why is he slowing down? No, please. I mean, Levin, I don't know how you called this, how you could have known, how your third eye opened and you saw into the future. Benjy Fishy. He's making the comeback.
Well,
it's happening.
This is everything you expect out of Benjy Fishy. You know, Benjy's the guy, you know, he has the perfect story in Fortnite, you know, the thumbs up at World Cup. You just love the guy. And he was able to beat Jerky in the rematch. That's the big thing, right? That was our first rematch. He was able to beat Jerky in the rematch. And now he faces off against Thomas. And it's not going to be easy, but it is possible. If Benjy was to do this from being eliminated in the first round to make it to the grand final, it's literally just everything Benjy Fishy, right?
Oh yeah. So what we're gonna be looking at again, the brackets right now. Noah Riley against ThomasHD. We already know how that went. Noah Riley all the way through into the grand finals is looking very, very tasty. But do I think anyone can really beat him at this moment? I don't think they can. Look, I do think he is probably unbeatable at this moment. With a 3:07 worst time, that's still 4 seconds faster than anyone else at all. And Benjy's best time, I think there was 3:11.
Yeah, like, look, Noah Riley is obviously the man to beat, and it's not going to be easy to beat him, right? Like, he is just, you know, people really call him the best mechanical player in the world, and he's proving it. He's proving it right here, right now, in front of the world. And so, look, if anybody beats him at this stage, I will be surprised, genuinely. He has just been incredible to watch.
Yeah, you know what? It's not happening. Called it from the start. If he has to mess up once or twice, even the fact that he's so consistent on all those other ones with the kind of ramp boost that he's using, the EJ dashes, everything else, he's been so good. But, you know, his opponent, Benjy Fishy, right now, has been pulling up, getting better and better as the kind of days have and the kind of matches have moved on. That last one was his best time that we've seen so far when he went up against Jerky. This was the rematch that we saw as well. So this is the first time Benjy managed to lose the first time, then he managed to win the second time and push Jerky out. So potentially Benjy's getting better as the days and kind of the matches have gone on. So maybe when it came up until that kind of last game where we're going to see how he's going to go against, he could be even on better form and maybe up to the kind of standard of Noah.
Oh, baby. Well, you know what, friends? This is it. It's all coming down to the wire. So we're going back over to Shy Wager and Sancho to close out the Blueprint battle.
I mean, thank you so much, Zeke, Levin, Reese. Excellent analysis as always, even if we're in Blueprint Battle and All-Stars. It's all about the nitty-gritty, Sancho, right? If it's a pyramid edit, if it's a wall you hit, it can all be over for you in just the difference of a second.
And you will get overtaken and out. ThomasHD, Benjy Finish, this is win or out of the competition time for a chance to compete against O'Reilly for that grand prize here. Let's go. Let's see. Will the slow starting ThomasHD be able to keep up his momentum against Benjy, who has been on a tear and has reset, getting better and better times as the competition goes on?
Absolutely perfect in pace so far, and both look to be literally synced up in the way they're attacking these edits. For ThomasHD, his advantage, those triple edits, those windows, is where Benjy Fishy is also pretty much perfect. So he's actually gonna have to speed up in these earlier builds, or that might be the difference in him staying in this competition or being inside the no grand final zone.
And what a terrible place to be. You definitely have been competing. You've made over 1,000 edits here so far today. For you just to fall short, we will see ThomasHD's rest of his trio mates compete in the Bullseye Bonanza. And at the same time, Benjy here, this is his only event here for the rest of the day. You know, this is what he has to do.
Yeah, I mean, and he's ready to do it. Here come those side jumps. You know how crisp ThomasHD keeps his. Benjy's a little bit over jumpy with these ones. It might actually cost him a second.
A little
or two.
floaty.
Still ahead.
Yeah, a little floaty.
Yeah, still ahead of ThomasHD, absolutely. And he's already starting the descent before his opponent can.
Oh man, ThomasHD. He's been able to work through that so well throughout the entire day. And now, you know, we've just been seeing it. It's kind of like you said, quicksand. One mistake leads to another before you make it. You made another mistake, and then now you're behind multiple seconds. Look at Benjy. He's all the way to the summit here. And a little mistakes, but still making his way through.
He's still in the lead, and I've seen him make at least 3 errors going all the way up towards the front. And then another door from Benjy. So if Thomas is doing this perfectly, it's time to catch up. I'm going to point all these out. A ramp, another wall, that's 2. A third wall, 3. And now it looks absolutely perfect. He's found the groove, but Sancho, that might be enough time for Thomas to catch up.
Yeah, but look at the other side. ThomasHD is making just the same amount of mistakes. You're seeing another mistake right there, hitting that wall. These mistakes are adding up. I'm telling you, we've seen these guys do such perfect runs here throughout the day. Big factor fatigue. You know that forearm right now, brother, is like on fire, lighting up with so many clicks that's happening.
Okay, now Benjy hits another wall. ThomasHD, they're neck and neck in the same turn. He goes over for the right. ThomasHD slightly slower. Benjy's still in the lead. Thomas is trying to catch up the whole way. Benjy out in front again. Thomas on the right turn is not going to be in sync or in time. They're basically right behind each other. ThomasHD about a tire track behind Benjy the whole way through. And Benjy has a half-second lead coming to almost, yes, the final part of the Blueprint battle.
Here it is, the 2 towers. Benjy's making his way up. Benjy's already had a photo finish against Jerky. Can he survive another photo finish against ThomasHD, who has been able to oust him 11-4 here in the FNCS? And ThomasHD hits that wall first, and he's making his way down. He has a couple floors lead. Benjy's catching up. It's coming down to a Shio. Who's going to put their feet on the floor first? And it's a neck and neck. But Benjy, did he do it? I believe so. Benjy was able to cross the line just barely and get himself into the finals.
It's the landing, that final ramp, that's the difference between both players. Benjy explodes out of those big, tall edits faster and gets ahead of ThomasHD by what looks like just a few seconds. We'll have to see the results screen to see exactly how much that time was and if Benjy truly had that big lead. There it is towards the very end. That bottom ramp, ThomasHD. Oh my God, so close. And Benjy, yes, it looks like he makes it through. Thomas tries the jump. It was so close. 3:09, and I have to assume that ThomasHD had a time of 3:10. So close. Second of a difference, and Benjy's the one to make it through.
Think about it. It came down for a ramp flip to a single ramp that caused ThomasHD's run. Benjy Fishy advances, going sent down from the lower bracket. He has to beat Noah Riley twice to be able to win it all here in the grand finals. That's what it's coming down to. Noah Riley's been undefeated. Benjy, with only 1 loss so far, has to do the unthinkable and stop Noah Riley not only once, but twice.
Yeah, let's set it up even more, right? Benjy Fishy's basically the people's champion, the gladiator at this point, right? He's been through the rematch. He's been through and had experiences in both brackets. And he's set up against a god who's broken his own record for the fastest time, Noah Riley, who's had basically no stress whatsoever and has taken everything super seriously. So is the system going to win, or will it be the people who are cheering for Benjy the whole way through? That's what's at stake in the grand finals.
It's going to be an exciting finish when we have the mechanical god going up against the mechanical demigod in Benjy. So let's see how it all works out here. Right now, so far, there is 2 predictions still on the table. Your prediction, and of course, well, I believe, who was it? Was it Reese? Reese had the prediction of Noah Riley. So look at this right now. The unbelievable record here for the Blueprint Battle. 3 minutes and 2 seconds. And already beating by Noah Riley, who had that 2 seconds just before that. We're talking about Benjy's going to have to do it. Benjy's got to reach into the tank and do it twice. I don't know if it's possible, Shio, but you're a believer.
I mean, I'm not sure if I have belief left in me, because it's 3:02, 3:04 for Noah Riley, and then 3:07 for Noah Riley. He's got first, second, and third place, but it's all about this top-tier trophy match right now. Benjy Fishy versus Noah Riley, and they're off with a fast start out of the gates.
Benji's trying to do the impossible right now. Looks right over to the other side. And we're talking about living life a quarter mile at a time. These two are living in this simple stretch here of edits. And Noah Riley, all he has to do is win once to take the crown.
Noah Riley doesn't make mistakes. As I say that, a little bit of a hitch on a ramp. Benjy Fish is going to try to catch up, but he's already hit 2 walls. Noah Riley is going straight through. The edits are just looking too crispy, too clean, edible completely, and he's already towards the next stage.
Yeah, you could be crispy, you could be clean here, but it's the side jumps that's been the Achilles heel for Noah Riley's run. And we've already seen Benjy a little floaty in those side jumps, and I don't know if he's going to be able to catch up here. Here he goes. It's all riding right here on these side jumps, in my belief here. Did Noah Riley fix those? And looks like he has it. A little bit of a hiccup there, but still, Benji's not able to capitalize because he's too far behind. This is it, child. This is what I'm talking about, the side jumps.
He's messed up on the first 2.
Oh, he's messed up again.
Perfect so far. He's messed up on 3 out of 5 in total so far. And Benjy, he's actually touched the sky first. He's in the lead.
Oh, no, he's still stuck. Noah Riley is still stuck. Benjy, the Englishman, now making his way through. The young lord has an opportunity to do the impossible and give the first L to Noah Riley.
Still, at the same time, it's a bracket reset. So if Benjy does win this one, Noah will have another chance to roll in and try once more to basically break the curse of the side jumps. That being said, Noah Riley, he's a perfect editor, Sancho. For the rest of this course, he pretty much doesn't mess up a single edit. We know that Benjy makes a few mistakes, and look, Noah Riley's almost already caught up. Benjy will continue to have a few flubs. He has to make them a complete minimum right now. Every mistake he makes, Noah Riley's breathing down his neck. He's getting closer.
Oh man, talk about a shark that's chasing you down. Noah Riley, the shark, is now chasing Benjy Fishy down. He's about to devour him. He's about to catch up. He's just behind them, even though he had about 4 or 5 huge mistakes there in the side jump, Shio. He is so close to catching up to Benjy. Run, Benjy, run for your life. Keep going, brother.
He's trying, but Noah Riley's movement in these builds, we've seen it before, it is so good, and movement matters in the Labyrinth more so than the editing speed or anything else. The tighter you turn those corners, the faster your time is, and Noah Riley might have set a few records ahead of Benjy so far. His best time might be 2 seconds faster, but we've never seen Noah Riley make such mistakes on the side jumps before. Now it's all about who can touch the sky first. Benjy, a few mistakes, we haven't seen them on these pyramids. Noah Riley's already moving up on the left side. He's almost all the way towards up in the sky. Benji's moving up though. He's keeping that few seconds lead. It's about a second of a difference now, but Noah Riley's made it all the way towards the same layer. They both hit the ground at the same time, and they have to fall fast.
Benjy touched the first wall, edit quickly now, but now look at Noah Riley! Oh my goodness! What a fall down to all the way to the ground! And if you blinked, you just missed a mechanical dominance at the descent of the 2 towers, and your champion, Noah Riley, obliterates Benjy at those final moments. What an unbelievable performance, an unbelievable showcase by Noah Riley.
Believers beware, Noah Riley holds the chair, the throne, the first place spot at the Blueprint Battle. What a display of dominance from the man. He literally took out every single competitor and didn't lose once.
Wow, this right here, what a miraculous, almost as if he just, did he have a railgun going down that? I mean, he just obliterated through all those walls, and that is your champion with a time of 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Can you just imagine, Shio, if that man was able to do those side jumps, the time he was able to produce here today? But congratulations to Noah Riley for winning it all.
It's like Dedeil was down there saying there was a dude on 1 HP, please run over and one pump in for me. I mean, I want to see what Zeke and the desk have to say about that one because that's historic.
Bro, I thought it was gonna happen. I believed in Benjy. And like you guys were calling out, especially even though Noah made like a handful of big mistakes, it didn't matter, okay? He was basically the Terminator. He was walking through like, these edits? No, sir, these are mine. I'm gonna win the whole thing. Levin, that was sick.
Literally. I genuinely thought Benjy was going to do it as well. And it would have been the perfect Benjy Fishy coming through the lower bracket, coming in to win the whole thing. But Noah showing white. Look, when you hear casters throw out, Noah's the best mechanical player in the world. We mean it. We mean it. Because this brother is insane. He wins the whole thing. He didn't even look like he was going to lose at any single stage.
Yeah, he had absolutely no signs of weakness by any mean. 3 of the times were the fastest 3 times. That last one was actually the slowest time out of all the ones by almost 11 seconds that he had. So definitely the pressure was on. We saw the mistakes that they completely made. Both of them, both Benjy and Noah, all the way through that. You know, definitely the nerves were kicking in because obviously it's high stakes. That's between $10,000 and $7,500.
So insane. But boys, you know what time it is. We got to shift gears on the battle bus because we're drifting into this corner. It's time for Bullseye Bonanza. That's right. The aim challenge is happening right here, right now. Levin, what the heck is the Bullseye Bonanza?
Well, look, the Bullseye Bonanza is essentially what we've just seen, right, with the editing, but it's, you know, an aim course instead, right? The battle of who has the best aim. And if we take a look at the bracket, I'm really looking forward to seeing some of these matchups. It's going to get intense, just like what we just saw with the editing. Look, the edits are fun, it's clean, whatnot, but, you know, the aim, you know, this is the real battle a lot of people are going to be looking to see. You can see Hen versus Matro, that first matchup. That is going to be insane. Look, I don't even want to make any sort of predictions or anything, but look, like, these are some of the best aimers in the game. I am looking forward to it, Reese.
I mean, for EU, these are basically all the best aimers. I'm sure there's some other ones on top of that list, but when you think of players who can hit those headshots, hit that precision shot, these are them. When you watch Hen's gameplay in particular, I'm scared for Matro. I am scared for Matro because
be careful
he
with that.
hits those shots. But at the same time, which one of these has been practicing the map more? You know, yes, it is about being able to aim, but there's a lot of efficiencies in terms of your movement that are really, really important on the Bullseye Bonanza that if you haven't played the map as much, you know, you might be left behind in the dust a little bit.
Look, all I'm saying, yeah, is we're all gonna have flashbacks to Season X with Mongrel with an infantry rifle, bam, 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 just going crazy. That's what I want. I know that's what's gonna come to mind when I see him in his matchup. So look, I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it.
Bro, we'll see. What's interesting about this one is the weapons in the player's inventory will be cycling as they're kind of making their way through these levels of the competition. They'll get the infantry rifle over to the TAC SMG, back to the infantry rifle. Eventually, there might be some mix-up, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, but this is going to be absolutely insane. It is absolutely going to push their technical prowess, the ability to just put the crosshair on a target this big to the test. It's going to be absolutely insane. Reese, I mean, you guys are kind of talking about it already. These are marksmen. These are the marksmen of EU. I don't know. This could literally go any way, which way. One person could make a mistake of literally like half a second, and that could literally be the difference maker in going through or not.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And all of these players have that kind of precision in the practice when it comes to aim training generally, right? They're gods of Kovacs. You've seen many, many clips of Mongrel tile frenzying in-game and out in other third-party trainers as well. So him in particular, I'm excited for. I'm honestly looking out for some of the higher kind of sensitivity players. Let's be real, Dedeil. We've already seen his trio partner, Noah Riley, dominate on the edit course. If we're looking at the aim, looking at Dedeil, someone who plays a little bit of a higher sensitivity, has more ease when he's switching targets for a lot of these tile frenzy kind of scenarios that we have here. So, super pumped.
Yeah, we saw in the earlier round, some people looked a bit lost, right? Because of, you know, not having familiarity with the maps, and even some of them came out on social media and said it. And we'll see the same thing for the aim, but I did see Mongrel practicing a bit on stream today, so maybe some last minute practice will be enough to push him through. But regardless, let's just get to the matchups. Zeke, just tell me the battle bus is ready, Zeke. Please tell me.
No, listen, we're almost ready to go because I actually, what I love about creative is the creativity aspect, right? There's so many incredible map makers that have worked so hard to bring these maps to life. So you know what? Why don't we say hello to the map makers?
My name is Matthew. I go by immature gamer, but you know, I'm actually the opposite of that.
I go by my alias Enigma. I am a Fortnite creative map designer or builder.
My name is Haley, also known as Dumb Blonde, and I am the designer of the maps. So I built the entire hub that is being used for FNCS and designed the actual look and not necessarily the layout for each one, but designed probably 90% of the maps that are going up for FNCS.
What I do is I create creative maps within Fortnite, basically their sandbox game mode. I've been doing this since the start. It was actually season 7, which was like over 2 years ago already. I'm now making maps for Epic Games. It's crazy.
We've created, I think, 5 or so maps plus a hub for the competitive team to use in their All-Star Showdown. We have an aim map, a build map, an edit map, a 3v3 protect the VIP map, a trick shot map, as well as a central hub designed to kind of show off that aesthetic. I think the main goal for us was to make something that the competitive community would love, something that really tests your skills to a certain level. We wanted to make it not too easy, but also not too difficult for the average, Fortnite player. Very exciting to watch for the broadcast.
On the design process, we've talking to Epic Art Department, Season 7 type style and design. As our team, me, Dumb Blonde, and Enigma, we kind of sat down and talked about what their vision was and kind of how we were going to take their vision and put it in our map. And basically, we kind of came up with this more of like a neon goldish, purple orange, kind of like the new FNCS style, and basically that is the style of design we took.
I loved being a part of this process. It was a challenge, but it was also very fun.
It took a lot of planning, a lot of editing based off of the feedback we were given. I think we found a very happy medium that the players will be happy with at the end of the day. And we're pretty proud of the projects as well. So I couldn't be happier.
Man, aren't they just awesome? That's what I love about creative. There's just so much room to express yourself. And you guys are probably thinking, Zeke, creative, what? That sounds insane. Yeah, if you've never checked it out, you absolutely should. You could build game modes, cool places, different types of, you could just build a racetrack and just do that. Invite your friends, race each other. That's a thing you could do in creative. Now you know. You got to go do that. Boys, I'll tell you what though, Levin, you asked for it, you wanted it, the battle bus. It's game time, baby. It's all revved up. It's ready to go. We're going right back into all the action. So Shy Wager, Sancho West, over to you guys.
Thanks so much, Zeke. Blueprint battle has now ended. We're now moving on to Bullseye Bonanza, where you must have the better ballistics. So keep up, keep in time right now. It's all about the shots. As one of the best aimers in the world, of EU at least, Sancho. I mean, this is going to be absolutely insane.
It's going to be fun. We're going to see some incredible accuracy, and at the same time, it's all about speed. And this is a battle between Hen and Matro. Hen, an FNCS champion, go up against maybe the people's champion when it comes to accuracy in Matro.
We'll see, man. This is... for Matro, it's always been about pushing boxes, about the aim. And the infantry rifle, the TAC SMG, I feel like these two weapons are representative of the best aim in the world of Fortnite in general. In terms of taking shots, you have to be precise. If you guys don't know these targets, if you hit the headshot, it will be an instant topple for them. And at the same time, I believe body shots are going to be 3 per. For these, with the TAC SMG, you'll have to hit 5 bullets in total. Matro is just moving the whole way through. One of the biggest mistakes I see people making, Sancho, is when they actually have to shoot these targets, they end up crouching. They don't end up going full speed. That's what you're going to need in these moments. That's exactly what Matro's doing.
And you have to hit every target to advance to get your next weapon to the next stage here. As you're seeing, Matro has a very close lead here, just getting into that. And that L dance dummy, that thing is hard to hit. That thing will suck up a lot of your time here. As you see Matro having to take up some time, as Hen as well. And now it's going back to the infantry rifle. This here is going to be testing flicking and tracking at the same time. And they're electing mainly to go for battle shot. But nice flicks from Matro here. Flick to the right, flicks to the left, and he just jumps right in and gets right into the grill here. And things are getting interesting once they get into the further stages here, Child.
I'm liking the aerial movement from Matro. It's like he's got a compass as to exactly where to go. Even shooting at this gallery that he just passed by, he was moving backwards on the steps. It's absolutely genius in terms of making up time. Hen further slightly behind right now. Matro is already completed stage 10. He's moving forward.
At this point, our competitors have to hit 10 targets in order to advance. You have the targets at a decent size, and the next send, where you see where Hen's at right now, the targets are a little bit smaller, and they get smaller as they continue on, like where Matro is. As you can see, tough to hit these micro targets.
Yeah, it's all about accuracy, but also precision at the same time, making sure you hit that shot the first time. Here's the hunting rifle, though, on Matro's screen. This is where a lot of the time's taken out, and now the final stage for Matro. He's going to be rolling in, infantry rifle in hand, has to hit every single target. Once it's over, he is done. It's complete. He has won the stage. Hen is not even at the same point yet. The entire target board is not even lit up. He finally makes it over to the hunting rifle stage. He's going for the shot, hits it on the second try, but Matro, I mean, this man's in the future. He's already wrapped it up. he's going to be the winner of the first map.
30 targets down in a blaze there for Matro. Was able to send the FNCS champion of Hen down into the lower bracket. Matro being an invitational player here. Hen just couldn't catch up. Matro with that aggressive jumping into the targets. As you can see here, Matro closing out those 30 targets to get the first victory here in the Bullseye Bonanza.
It was all about movement from Matro at a score of 215. He's absolutely insane. I was watching a bunch of different regions earlier on as well. 201 is one of the fastest times I saw, so there's still lots of room for improvement somehow for that with Matro's run. So let's take a look at the bracket real quick and see exactly who he's going to be waiting for. It's either Dedeil or Endretta, two players who, if you'd ask anyone walking down the street, Sancho, who do you think would win, would be 50-50 split on decided.
I went with Andretta. That would have been my pick, actually to win the entire thing. Andretta actually has a time posted of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I know that is a lot slower than what we saw just right now, but I think when the lights are on, Andretta will perform. And if Dedeil's case, we just saw his teammate win the Blueprint battle with Noah Riley. So if Dedeil could be able to do that, maybe that trio could claim that they're the best fundamentally team in the world.
I mean, I'm kind of just lore-wise siding with Dedeil here because every time you see Reason or Noah Riley somewhere, Dedeil has to be there too, right? And if Noah Riley has won one of the competitions, Dedeil has to follow suit. He has to be there with his teammate, rolling on boxes or on trophies, regardless, whatever it is, towards the top. That being said, though, I mean, just looking at that course, Sancho, the Blueprint battle might have been a battle of seconds. Over here, it seems like it's milliseconds these guys are fighting for. A single mistake sets you behind so far.
It is so scary when you're trying to advance into the next stage and that wall will not come down because you missed some target that's hiding out. So it's all about repetition to see who did the most practice, who did the most work. It's a battle between Dedeil and Andretta. And already we have a crowd favorite in Dedeil in terms of being one of the best fighters in the world. And already they're starting off with some clean hits, and Andretta looking silky smooth and already has a one target advantage.
You can see the overall difference in approach for Andretta. Every time he shoots, he's unaiming and moving forward slightly. Dedeil activates like a turret going for these shots, but makes some time by going for a few no-scope shots towards these targets too. So, okay, they're now very head-in-head with these two different styles still. It's all about making sure the sprays with attack SMG are good too.
Andretta made a mistake. He thought he was able to get a target, went with body shots, and he skipped it, and he had to go back, so that cost him. Now we're into the box-to-box type of engagement here. These targets do move left and right, so it's all about catching it at the right time. Looks like these competitors are not going to have as fast time as Matro did.
Yeah, Dedeil will still try to be as consistent as possible. Andretta locking out a few more. I'm not sure if he hit the one on his left completely just yet, but that L-bot, it'll be a tough one to break down.
Now we're seeing Andretta making his way through. We saw his hitting some clean shots here. And these headshots are going to be that factor to keep moving you through. But Dedeil and Andretta are essentially right next to each other in speed and efficiency. I think it's gonna come down to those kind of the 10 targets that you have to hit here. Andretta doing the same thing that Matro did, just be able to dive right through towards the target.
Okay, a few misses here from Andretta that actually might just put him slightly further behind. Dedeil's going all the way towards the top, though he is not stopping when he takes these shots. He is completely mobile.
The whole goal here is to hit at least about 3 targets when they appear. 10 targets have to go down to advance to the next room. Andretta putting on a nice display of accuracy here, hitting about 3 targets every time they're revealed, and that's going to be able to make him advance a lot quicker right now than Dedeil.
About 25% faster right there. Andretta now focusing on the smaller ones. He's still looking really accurate, but Dedeil actually got a few more on the first pass. 4 for Andretta, 5 all the way up to 6. He's now moving forward. Dedeil has to wait for the next wave. That's going to put him way behind. It's all about hitting this hunting rifle shot. Who's going to get it first? Andretta hits it on a second. The targets are active. It's all up to him to close out the show.
30 targets right now they have to go through. Let's see who's going to be in the lead. Right now, Andretta has the top right portion of it, really take care of. Now has half of the board gone, and Dedeil only has 1 quadrant. This is going to be Andretta, only 3 targets left, and it is complete. Andretta was able to advance and defeat Dedeil in that last stage, proving that maybe I'm onto something. Oh my God.
Possibly hype files for this case, possibly. I mean, The coolest thing for me with Endretta is, you mentioned it, Sancho, the way he was attacking all those pop-up targets, he was getting so many more in waves compared to Dedeil, and he just looked crisper and cleaner, locked in so far in the competition.
We're going to definitely expect more crispy play going forward. In Endretta's time, 2 minutes and 25 seconds so far. Matro has the fastest time. Again, this is double elimination. You will get sent down to lower brackets, so Dedeil's run is not quite over yet at the same time as Hen. As we're seeing, that will be a matchup in the lower bracket between Hen and Dedeil. Matro and Andretta now advance here. Woo, we still got some more great big names in this Bullseye Bonanza, Shia. We have a Nas and Nate. Who do you got between the two?
For me, this is like, you know, the samurai matchup. I'm not sure. Both these players, like, from their trios, they're like kind of the more silent warriors with cool fits that are just like dark and edgy. They don't talk a lot, but then like when they need to pop off, they just do. So it's kind of a scary matchup I'm looking forward to. I'm a little bit biased towards the Nas. I'm always liking to see exactly what he pops up with, but Nate is literally one of the best players at making sure he gets things done when he needs to. So I don't know. This is going to be a tough 50-50. I'm going to give it to Nate, even though I want to give it to a Nas.
I mean, yeah, Nate's a great pick. He has that experience. He's been around since the World Cup days, coming in 8th place in solos. And we're definitely going to see all these competitors here in the solo tournament that's going to happen and Saturday. So I'm excited to see them compete here. But going head to head, I think you're right, man. Much as I like a Nas, he's always that silent word. We always talk about Flick and ThomasHD, right? It's always those two. We always forget about a Nas, but a Nas has some great finishes as well, solos. But I don't know, man. You make one mistake, you have to run back. So much time's eaten up, and we already saw Andretta make that mistake, but he was able to kind of go through all that. For me, I would definitely have to go with Nate. I hate to agree with you because, you know, who wants to agree, right? Who wants to be?
I mean, no, it means that we have
things.
We have a clear underdog rolling in, at least from our perspectives of a Nas in the competition, or at least in this matchup. And I want to see exactly what gets dropped down. I mean, we know him for his clutches. We know him for the elims as well. I just haven't seen the aim completely, you know, online in terms of watching him doing edit courses or aim courses. Still, I mean, this is like a 51-49 thing. It's not like a 80-20 type of prediction.
Yeah.
So anything could still happen. I'm just tossing stuff, or we're tossing stuff at the board. That being said, though, we've seen Bullseye Bonanza twice now, Sancho, right? Like, now that we're looking at it, what seems like the most important part of everything is how many targets you end up shooting in those waves when they pop up in the walls. The faster you do it, we saw with Andretta, the quicker you're kind of out of things and out of the hardest and longest stages available in the Bonanza.
It's about 10 targets you have to hit. We've seen the best to hit about 3 or 4. That's great. You know, you don't want to sit there like that's time. They're literally just sitting there waiting for the targets to go through. And at the same time, it goes from big to medium to micro. And I'm just interested to see like who's going to be able to back up a little bit. I think in that micro area, the last tiles, I think a lot of our competitors are a little too close. If you back up a little bit, the mouse control, you don't have to move your mouse so much. You could just simply stay around that center of the screen. That's what it comes down to. Is the crosshair placement when things are not happening is such a crucial thing when it comes to any kind of aim trainer out there.
Okay, so you're trying to solve the case as to who can win, and you got some leads on Andretta, and you've done the detective work on how to actually beat the final stage, Sancho. I'm liking this new, you know, detective / police officer Sancho rolling in, seeing exactly how to analyze the case.
Hey, sometimes people may think I'm, you know, a detective that gets it wrong every now and then, but hey, at least I could get it right. I'm not no like modern day Columbo here at all, but that may be a reference that may be way too old for our audience at the moment.
Now, the one thing we're also going to be taking a look at is just when it comes to Bullseye Bonanza, we're waiting for the players to roll in. It looks like there was a no-show for just this big matchup, so Nate actually will not be a part of this. We'll never know, Sancho, if he had the shots compared to Anas. If he shows up for the elimination match, that'd be cool, but Anas will move on without even firing a single bullet. I don't think I've seen that in any region or will for the rest of existence in the Bullseye Bonanza.
Listen, man, you called me a detective, but missing players is not my division, bro. I had no idea what happened to Nate. We gave you the premium gas, we gave you the spotlight, but hey, it's all good. We'll see you later in the week here for the All-Star Showdown, and Nas gets the easiest advance here. So now we can look forward to another one. Queasy, the FNCS champion. And I already talked about Matro. I mean, Matro and Mongrel, the people's champions, they all go back. Everyone was like, where's Mongrel? Where's Matro? You know, they were having the struggles in the trios, but this is their chance for them to shine, to regain some of that prowess, that notoriety that they're known for.
I mean, these guys are known for this entirely, right? Hitting shots. Mongrel specifically, Levin said it, bam, 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 bam. 2 on me in the air, bam, bam, next. Like, it's literally his job. It's what he's branded himself to be with, that and some other mythic items back in the past. So I want to see exactly what he has rolling up over here. It should be perfect.
Wait, Fortnite, anyone out there in Epic, can we get this as an emote? Bam, 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 bam. Can you imagine people sitting on top of builds? Bam, 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 just like that, please. Please make it happen. Don't call it 11, though. We don't need to give that guy any more gas. He has plenty of
I call it 11, man. This guy's got some of the best takes we've seen on the desk. So now that we're looking at what we're watching between these two players, you mentioned it, Queasy and Mongrel, right? We have someone who's just historically very good aim. We've had them at Mongrel. For Queasy, though, I mean, yeah, he's got the calls, he has the shots as well, but when it comes to winning an FNCS, I mean, he's a hot off the plate, having some of the best aim to win a whole region, right? I mean, we've seen Mongrel also do it before, but in terms of most relevancy, I mean, Queasy's the talk of the town right now.
Yeah, at the same time, I mean, these both competitors, when they won their championships in the trios back in Season 4, Mongrel literally was beaming people out of height with that Stark rifle. So he has that experience, and at the same time, we talk about Queasy's trio alongside with Jerky. They had that experience of sitting on top of builds, you know, being that high ground kings that they were when they won their championships, beaming people down below. This is what's so exciting about that. The infantry rifle making its return, showing people that if you have that accuracy, if you put the time into your aim trainers, into the Fortnite creative, all these great aim courses that so many of his creators made. This one's made by Enigma, who is no stranger into the, you know, architect world when it comes to Fortnite creative. You get to see how important it is to have someone who has this accuracy. You know what? Because storm tags are such a vital process when it comes to an FNCS run.
Yeah, and if you have an infantry rifle, if you have attack SMG, sometimes you gotta get up close and personal with it too. Queasy versus Mongrel, Loot Boy and FaZe up in the matchup. We'll see exactly who comes through. Remember, there is a lower bracket too, so if you end up losing right now for both of these players, you'll have a second chance, but who wants to lose, Sancho? Not me.
Not me, not at all. Mongrel, he's trying to show up here, trying to go for that same kind of run that Benjy had, being a fan favorite, making their way through, but trying to avoid the lower bracket. Benjy, look at this. It's almost as if we duplicated the runs here. Queasy just a little bit ahead by one fraction of a target here. These guys do not want to go down to that lower bracket, Shayo.
Also, Mongrel's all the way slightly ahead. He had his pickaxe out, so missed a few of those initial shots, but that means he'll be able to run faster slightly a little bit too. Don't know the targets off around him. This is where movement is key.
Yes, the target's moving left to right. If you miss it on that cycle, then you're gonna have to wait for it to go. Looks like both players do not miss it. Mongrel is able to push on through using that attack SMG, and Mongrel's just smooth with it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't look herky-jerky. Look at this. That L bot is going down quickly. Oh no, a little bit of slip up there, but Mongrel still in the lead of Queasy.
He's looking real good right now and still just making sure he's prioritizing movement over accuracy for these free targets. So far, my God. Excuse me? That's kind of insane, Mongrel.
The flicks are there. Look at this. Mongrel putting on a show which we expected him to do well in this event. This is what Mongrel's doing. This is what Levin said. Bam, bam, bam. Big shots for Mongrel.
It's just so precise, and I think he's now realizing what he exactly has to do.
Oh my.
Didn't see one of the targets on the left. This is just perfect for Mongrel right now. Still going forward, leaving Queasy behind in the dust, and I'm gonna say it right now, Sancho. Mongrel's gonna be winning the entire day today. I know it might be early because we haven't even seen him win this match yet, and I know he's just one stage ahead, but we'll see him in the grand finals.
Can you imagine if we get a battle between Mongrel and Matro in the finals to win? What a great a little bit of a comeback story, a little bit of redemption. You know, not the grand redemption that they're looking for as competitors, but what a great finish it would be to this event.
They both hit it over. I believe Queasy actually puts up the targets first, so Mongrel's actually out of the gate shooting faster. Takes out the middle and upper ones, and now moving towards the east side of the board. He takes out a bunch all the way. South is clear. Moving on to the west, he's looking for every target, and he is actually finished and done. A lot closer than I thought it would be, but Mongrel, he ends up winning out and taking the day.
Queasy not putting out, a good spike, not going down, staying tall, staying strong as an FNCS champion can. But when you're going up against Mongrel, the young, accurate god, it's just too much to handle, too hot to hold. Mongrel.
It was like dangerous though, right? These 3-syllable words. It was dangerous because it looked like he was making it effortless completely the entire time. Like, it looked like Mongrel wasn't trying. It's like someone just dropped him into that map and said, hey, do it. Let's see what you got. He's like, all right. I mean, I don't know. Do I have to hit the targets? Sure. Go through. 215. Is there a mirror time with Matro too? 215, 215 side by side?
Pretty close.
Okay.
I mean, already Queasy getting that sent down to lower bracket, and we all do know that Nate did forfeit, so it's going to be Queasy advancing to the next portion of it. Hen and Dedeil would kind of compete against each other to see who advances, but so far, our top bracket looking mighty beefy. Look at this. Matro, Endretta, Anas, and Mongrel all advancing. Of course, we haven't yet to see what Anas can do, but I don't know, man. This is going to be one of those events that it's up to Mongrel and Matro to lose here.
I feel like Anas is going to be the scariest player rolling in because essentially he's played less. He's going to be a little bit less exhausted, but at the same time might be a little bit less warm. I wonder on which side he actually either gets help or gets hindered by that buy.
I feel like this aim course, the Bullseye Bonanza, is not as taxing when it comes to endurance. That edit course, we're talking about thousands and thousands of builds going through. These targets are pretty, we're talking about 1 or 2 shots, bang, 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 and they're just going through like butter. Like, it's kind of really impressive to see Mongrel right now putting in some insane flicks, and I cannot wait to see the next match.
Yeah, Andretta kind of just pushed forward so just very nice all the way through towards the top. We had Matro who made it perfect, Mongrel that made it quick and effortless. Now we have another match coming up as well. We'll see exactly how things throw down. The winners brackets basically all boxed up. We'll be going over to see Hen and Dedeil though, and how they attack and try to survive right now and make it all the way back in.
Dedeil and Hen. Dedeil, a good favorite going into this competition. Part of that trio that is the best fighting trio in the world, going up against Hen. And Hen was a pick from Reese to be able to win it all. And right now, Hen has to survive to avoid elimination.
He's going for the shots once again. It looks like these guys just have, like, I don't know, lead feet. Every time they're taking these shots, it takes them so long to unscope. Well, they spend too long inside that aim down sight animation. Dedeil, though, I think he's been learning from the matchup. He's trying to make things go fast.
And you're seeing Dedeil kind of meter his shots, not really committing to the full spray, letting the kind of like the accuracy just to kind of shine through, and now he's going to go full spray here. So you're seeing the competitors adjusting to the course, understanding what they need to do to go through. Let's see how close Hen and Dedeil are, and I think they're right there. They just crossed into the 5th stage together.
Just realized he has that cowboy outfit on too, so those shots have to hit very, very, very hard. Hen on the L-bot. He's trying to move forward too. There he goes. These guys are basically neck and neck right now, Sancho.
Nice.
I mean, they're doing things really, really crispy.
This is where Mongrel had a great display of those flicks here. Not that much tracking needed if you get a clean headshot, but this is where those flicks happen. Mongrel was able to put down these targets in 1 or 2 shots here. So looking forward, if Hen was going to be able to do well, he has to definitely get those headshots. They're crucial for him to beat someone like a Mongrel or Matro.
I'm still looking for things. This is the tricky one where you actually end up losing time if you're not perfect. Dedeil looks like he already started it slightly earlier, going for every single target possible. And Hen's just trying to keep up.
Right there, both going through to the next stage here. 10 targets have to go down. And we're already seeing that Hen picks up 4 in that first phase here. It puts Dedeil just a little bit behind. The shake of the head. Already not happy. You don't have to reload, but you already Dedeil understanding. That's how much a pro is, understanding when the clip's almost out.
Muscle memory, you know, it's literally embedded in these guys, but it's not going to be players they're going to be aiming out right now. No one's gliding in the air. Hen's actually already out towards the hunting rifle shot. 1 missed, 2 missed. The target stopped moving. The 3rd hits. Dedeil can make up time here if he does get the 2nd shot. And here we go. He has to hit targets fast now. Hen has a sizable lead.
Wow, Dedeil was able to kind of close the gap there, already taking up that right quadrant. Both quadrants are already taken out on both sides here, right and left respectively. It's a close race. Look at this. We have about 7 on the right side, and right now Dedeil is getting ground, but Dedeil and Hen, it's Hen. A little bit of a flop when it comes to it, but Hen takes it.
He got there first. He got a few shots down. Dedeil missing a target about 4 times. Might cost him all the orbs he needed to hit right there towards the very end. Hen survives. Dedeil will not thrive today. He actually just makes it through. Now, if he wants to make it back towards that winner's bracket, towards the grand final, Sancho, I mean, he's gonna have to improve by leaps and bounds. The movement, the aim, all have to just get, I would say, 5% even better to catch up to Matro and Mongrel.
A lot of body shots on his side of things. We saw in the replay, the headshots are going to be crucial to be able to get through the course as fast as possible. Look at the time. It's about a 15, 17-second difference between Hen's times and Mongrel and Matro's times. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Dedeil has been eliminated, not able to repeat what his trio mate was able to do in the Blueprint battle. Noah O'Reilly winning that there. So unfortunately, they're unable to do that. But hey, Anas, Mongrel, Matro, and Andretta, Hen stay alive.
Absolutely, and right now we have some crazy matchups that might end up happening as I keep looking at the bracket. I was expecting maybe Matro Mongrel all the way in the grand final, but they might not even make it all the way there completely, right? They'll have their first matchup in the winners. They might end up losing out and not making it a consolidation. They might have a rematch as well twice, Sancho, so we could be in for a really good treat.
And we already seen the rematches in the Blueprint battle, how fun it is to see the competitors to come back again. So we still have a lot more exciting action here on the first day of the All-Star Showdown. So far, it's been really fun to see these showcase skills, all these marksmanships and all these, I guess, edit architects go all toe-to-toe. It's been fun.
Yeah, and I really like just watching, some of the players that sometimes we're hoping to see be at the main event, and, they're going through the quals, and sometimes they might not make it. It's cool to see them, bring back the legends for some of these battles, have the invitees as well for the Bullseye Bonanza. But let's see which one we're tuning in with right here and right now. The next stage is set. Are we sticking with the winner's bracket? Is it going to be inside the losers? It'll be Nate versus Queasy, and this time Nate is ready. Maybe Sancho, he just wanted a harder run, a little bit more of a challenge today in the Bullseye Bonanza.
Yes, it's maybe he does a lot better with the pressure on the back, or maybe his teammates are like, hey man, get in there, man. You can't let us show up here. Let's rock.
He's already moving through. The first time we're seeing Nate today, he did not show up for first.
Whoa, Nate, whoa.
Him fresh, and man, yeah, he's fresh and super certified. Look at that transition though. That wasn't a glitch in the Matrix at all. These guys were literally on the same step, taking the same shot. Queasy and Nate are just parallel dimension players from each other. This is crazy.
Nate right now just working his way through, trying to create the story of the underdog coming from the lower bracket. He is kind of like competing with one hand behind your back. Maybe he's just told everybody, ha, you thought I was left-handed, but I'm actually right-handed and I'm here to play.
He's like a trapeze artist right now without a safety net completely, basically. He's not going to be having a chance to play in a loser's bracket of his own. He's going to be starting in it for the day. So already moving up. He knows exactly where to look. Looks like he's been conditioned on this course already. Has had the practice. Is looking for the grand prize. And once again is looking really clean. But once again, Queasy, he is literally snapshot in the same system instance as Nate's.
Almost in the same instance right here. Queasy Doves has more experience, having one match underneath his belt here. Nate working with not a lot, considering this is his first action here in the All-Star Showdown for the Bullseye Bonanza. But hey, I think when you play a little bit angry, Nate is playing a little bit angry, and he could go ahead and catch up to Queasy.
He actually, I believe, did absolutely catch up right there on those targets. Queasy's taking his good old time. There's a little bit of a delay here every time he confirms one. Nate, though, he's going super fast on him. I'm curious to see exactly where they'll be. Around 3 seconds behind is Nate as he makes his way towards the final stages.
It's going to come down to this micro target. Nate looking clean, missing a couple of shots here that may put him behind a little bit. It's all depending on the next one. Queasy does advance to the next stage here. Queasy's going to take the rip up to the top of this tower, and he hits that hunting rifle with ease. That's the first time I think we've seen some clean shots here with that hunting rifle style. And Queasy now is stepping on the gas. He's about to close out the ride here for Nate.
Nate also hit the shot on the first try. Both competitors do not want to leave the stage just yet. Queasy, he's almost done. 2, 1, 0, and he's done it. Was it just a one target difference? Yes, almost. Queasy takes it through towards the end of the day and will be your victor in the loser's bracket.
And that is it for Nate. You put up a very valiant effort to make a comeback from the lower brackets, having to forfeit one of the ones. But let's take a look at the replay here. Queasy hitting that shot with ease. Wow. And you said so yourself, Nate, doing the same thing, able to hit that target. But it came down to the 30-tile home stretch here. And Queasy was able to hit those targets just a little bit faster, clocking in with a time of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And he is your winner, advancing.
I still feel like, you know, we're kind of in paradise and haven't really got off vacation, looked at reality. Everyone's time we're watching right now, 2:20, 2:30, maybe sometimes you're 3 minutes. It's not close to Matro Mongrel, the 2:15 Kings. I mean, no one's stepping up, Sancho. It seems like it's already done. We know who's going to be in the finals in the winners match.
Yeah, you might be right. We may be heading towards like the Bermuda Triangle here. It's just going to be a matter of deja vu. We saw Noah Riley just put a dominant performance and no one was able to replicate that even into the upper bracket or even the lower bracket. And that's the same thing. No one's able to replicate Mongrel and Matro's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. But I think when those two titans clash, we're going to see a time that I don't think anyone will expect. I'm guessing 2:09. Calling it.
2:09? Okay.
2:09.
I'm looking for something, anything towards 2 minutes. I believe there was a player on the Middle East who was very close to that time, and I want to see EU catch up as well. Matro versus Endretta, though. That's what's happening right now. We're ready, we're set, and we're going.
Let's get into it. This is an upper bracket battle between Matro and Endretta. Matro with the better time in the first match, as we talked about, and we're just seeing a difference like of class. You know, you go in and you buy that economy ticket, and now you get a taste of that first class. You get those champagne wishes, right? Look at this. They're serving high class, high tier food right here, and we're all flying high with Matro.
But Andretta actually got that target. He didn't. Has to move back, and
it's
I
the
feel
same
like
mistake he made last time, dude.
Yeah, I feel like that's it, no? Because Matro's not gonna make that mistake.
No, he's not. Look, he's already on the boxes. I'm in a private jet right now in Matro. I'm gonna be on the tarmac. I'm already getting my bag. I'm on the way home. This is it.
It's actually wraps. Matro is not even pulling his finger off the trigger in this clip. He's just straight going in and, yeah, getting up close and personal to the bot, actually mimicking its movement. I wonder if players will start to actually tech that even better. You can get all the way up towards the side and then just end up spraying the bot the entire time as well. No one's done it yet, but maybe that's how some players are getting towards that 2 minute time. Matro is still just explosive. I mean, no one can stop this man. It looks like he's even faster than before.
I'm just seeing right now Matro running this course over and over again. He has a technique, he has a game plan, and he's executing it to perfection. What is that? Shio, are you kidding me? He obliterated all those tiles.
I mean, I see what it is. Someone DM'd Matro and said if you beat your previous time and shoot these tiles really fast, they'll bring the shark back. So I understand what's going on. I get it. He's got the motivation. He's really pushing for this now.
Man, Endretta was my pick. I thought, yo, Endretta's time. I saw it on the leaderboard, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I was like, sweet, Endretta's a beast. He's gonna be able to win it all. I'm gonna look so smart. But no, there's a monster in Matro that's shown up and just putting on a world-class performance right here, folks.
He's just pushing in completely, and he hits the first snipe as well. Here we go. Ooh, okay, a little bit of fumble here and there. Endretta having some trouble. 4 shots to roll.
Call the match. Stop it. Matro's on fire. Stop him.
No one can distinguish this man's flame. He's almost done towards the very end. Andretta way too far behind, and he'll be knocked down towards that loser's bracket. He's taking shots at him too. Hey, slow down, man. Slow down. Calm it. We gotta save Andretta for the loser's bracket. We gotta keep the competitors clean. Matro, please.
the knockout blow, the haymakers. If this was a boxing fight in a 1v1, I would show you the stats, and punches landed on Matro is like about 99%.
Yeah, this is just every shot he took, there was an absolute, expectation result of it every single time. There were no misses. He was still dialed in.
And he was
actually
slower.
5 seconds slower. How?
What? I don't know.
Did we get seconds off from him from shooting Andretta? Is that what it was? It must be. It must have been a penalty.
It had to be. I talked about that. I talked about this beverage, but we're talking about apple cider dreams here. You know what I'm saying? This is a phenomenal display. of, oh, this is so cool. This is such a cool event, Shyle. This is really fun to see. I think Matro has, you know, we talked about Matro's social media, and, you know, everybody out there who are competitive fans know the struggles that Mongrel and Matro have gone through in previous seasons. And I think this is letting everybody know, like, yo, I'm still a very dangerous player.
No, absolutely. I mean, I just want to see that aim paired with the big game sense, the complete package roll through. That being said, hey, cool way to win money if you're just, you know, placing first in the Bullseye Bonanza. At the same time, he might be facing up against Mongrel next. We'll see exactly who gets thrown down there between that matchup. We still have a lot more games to go, Sancho.
Matro's game sense in the Bullseye Bonanza is on a whole other level. Wow.
Let's check it out, though. Anas, Mongrel, head-to-head. Let's see how this goes. The 2:15 beast on Mongrel's side, the record time we have for today in EU, versus Anas, who we haven't seen today because he got a bye in his first match. Let's see exactly how things work. He's in a little bit earlier with it, and okay, both players really, really good.
This is the first time we're seeing Anas in this competition, who had a bye round in the first one here, going up against Mongrel, slightly behind, but I wonder if Mongrel just witnessed, you know, Mongrel and Matro, you know, they're like two peas in a pod, you know, peanut butter and jelly. If one's really tasty, you can't have the jelly not be as tasty. Mongrel looking to be that ultimate tasty jelly right now.
Oh, you're talking about, like, you know, the match ends, you go to the bench, you dap up your boy, and just, you know, you go back in. I see what you're talking about. Mongrel definitely riding off the coattails of Matro's success in that previous match, and definitely probably wants to show it up as well. I'm looking at the way he's playing over right now. It's slightly a little bit slower on the movement, but consistent. It might just be on par with that 2:15, 2:20 time.
It's very smooth. I mean, with Matro does it with just tenacity and just insane, just get up in people's faces. Mongrel's all about just being smooth with it, being efficient, not taking as much shots, and it's very difficult for Anas to kind of compete against it. Look at that. This man is jumping in, he doesn't even miss! He doesn't even miss!
The key to this, too, is that every time he's taking these shots, he's actually keeping himself so close to the nearest wall that he needs to keep going, moving back on these steps, too. Missed one shot that Matro didn't. I mean, he's almost 2 stages ahead of Anas.
We saw Nate didn't get a chance to kind of run the course, and we're seeing the effects right here with Anas, the first time running the Bullseye Bonanza on the big stage. And Matro, like, Matro at this point just literally Thanos snapped everything, like bang and bang, 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 bang. All the targets were gone here. So if someone else could replicate that, they would have a chance. But Mongrel still ahead in this matchup by 1 stage here, in about the 3rd portion of the 11th stage, about to progress to the 12th stage very easily against Anas.
Yeah, a little bit of greed there, actually making Mongrel miss a few shots. You want to be moving up, but at the same time hitting those small targets, and makes your aim a little bit inconsistent. Misses the first hunting rifle shot. 2 down, and Anas actually takes the lead. Okay, both players, they got the board up at the same time. This will be very, very close towards the end, Sancho.
I was about to say, I was going to ask you, Shai, I was like, where could competitors make up ground? And it is in that hunting rifle shot. But now you're seeing Mongrel able to kind of get the ground back here with his infantry shots. The aim, the bam, 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 was just enough to put Mongrel through and keep him in the upper bracket. And boy, oh boy, are we going to see a battle between the Eminem boys of Mongrel and Matro here very shortly.
200 quick finish there on Mongrel with that last stage. I mean, that was just redemption for him, at least inside this map. I was worried for a sec, but how can we be worried, Sancho? It's Mongrel and an infantry rifle, right? It's perfection. It's heaven. So you already know what's gonna happen, and it did. 3 targets ahead of his opponent all the way towards the very end. 224, though, you can notice the times are getting slower. If that's the case, then who knows what might happen if you're going towards these later losers brackets.
I was wondering about fatigue setting in, but I know there's 3 guys out there, a trio, that are not tired. Let's bring them in. Let's bring in the analyst desk to break down all the action we've been seeing here in the Bullseye Bonanza.
Hey, what up? It's us. That's right. We cannot be stopped. We are always watching, and we're always hitting all of our shots. It's mostly Reese and Levin. They're carrying me. Wow. This has been very deep. Guys, also, can we just talk about Matro? What is Matro? What's going on? Did he initiate robot settings?
If you're wondering how Matro's doing so well, it's because he actually has a soundtrack playing, and it's just a soundtrack of Mongrel going, Matro, he's white. And that is enough motivation alone to allow Matro to hit these shots. Look at this. He's on a roll. Genuinely, I don't know who offended him before this started, but he's out here with something to prove, clearly.
Yeah, and well, honestly, like the last few seasons have been pretty disappointing for Matro's performance overall. And I think, you know what, he's been putting in the time, he's been grinding here, practicing the map. Obviously, his aim's always been absolutely impeccable. Clearly, that is absolutely performing, and that's why he's basically made it all the way through against Mongrel, which is going to be an extremely interesting match to go against. Now, one of the things that's interesting is this end, where all these hunting rifle shots are going off, we're seeing players miss after miss after miss. Some are nailing it, but even in that last game, what we saw against Mongrel going against a Nas, he really slipped up there when it came to this hunting rifle shot. And if there's going to be a make or break moment between Mongrel and Matro in winner match number 3, this could be the time that if someone slips a little bit behind and the other person manages to catch up and clutch it up.
Yeah, like you don't want to see someone miss a bunch of these hunting rifle shots at all, right? Like you want to hit it first time and give yourself that momentum going into the sort of final sort of targets you got to hit. Look, this is the matchup we're all waiting for. Mongrel versus Matro in an aim battle, the Bullseye Bonanza. What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for?
Oh my gosh, it is absolutely, it's happening, okay? We'll have to take a look at our bracket. That's match number 3, boys. That's what we're going to be seeing very, very soon. And remember, we got one player going all the way through to the final in the winner's bracket. We got another one going through on the loser's bracket. We've not seen a bracket reset yet. But Levin, I want to see that so bad, Reese. It would make my day to see that. But gentlemen, I'm getting word. It's time. We don't even have time to talk about this because we're going right back into the action, back into all things creative. Shy Wager Sancho-us. Back over to you, boys.
Definitely two titans there, Zeke. I mean, these guys are absolutely insane in the way they approach the Bullseye Bonanza. But still, Sancho, there's a few people in the race who have a chance to come back and clap hard.
Yeah, and they're not nobodies. I mean, these are FNCS like gods themselves and champions in their own right. We got the guild boys going against each other. Hen and Anas here. The loser gets sent out of the competition. This is do or survive time.
It's all about this right now. Hen is rolling, Anas rolling too. Usually when these guys are side by side in a POV like this, they're saving points, they're getting placement. They're trying to win titles inside the world of EU. Right now they're pitted against each other. Teammates hitting the same targets, firing the shots, and they're looking at really good time so far.
Looking solid here. No huge mistakes. Sticking to it. This will be the second time that Anas actually gets to run through it. It'll be a good experience for them. Nate, unfortunately, was able to get that. But still, Anas looking really solid. And they're actually in the same area, in the same box, hitting the same targets as we speak.
Anas will go for the right for a second. It might cost them a little bit, but guys are still moving. Hen actually ended up missing a target at the back. That will be detrimental and could be the deciding factor of whether he gets to play more Bullseye Bonanza after this.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing that I was afraid of, is when you miss a target, when you're thinking that it's going to go down and you advance. Remember, you have a very fast sprint. It's basically almost you have a pepper effect. And so you sprint a little bit ahead and then you got to go all the way back. And that's what's going to cost him. That may be the race right there for Hen, as Anas now is going into the latter stages. He's about to go into very closely that 10-tile shot area.
Hen still working good with the movement on all these targets. We saw the way Matro and Mongrel were approaching this. It was one shot for every single target on the wall beforehand. Now it's about speed on these ones. How many can you get? The faster you are, the better your time will be. Looks like Hen actually makes it up and gets very close for the next one. There it is. They're basically
basically tied. It's like the same targets are being revealed and they hitting them almost at the same time. Hen just barely just getting ahead. This is coming down to the wire. This is crazy. This is wild.
Small targets here now, though. This is where you have to be absolutely precise. And versus the Nas is still going through. And they finish at the same time again. It's all about the sniper. And there's no ThomasHD here to actually hit it for them. So Anas actually, he gets it first. He's already on. Hen has to make up time and be perfect with speed right now.
30 targets right now are in the way from both competitors, and Nas has the lead. Anas on your left side, Hen on your right, red versus blue. And Nas just has gonna go connect the dots essentially. 3 left, Hen unable to catch up, and Nos advances for the guild team. Looking very golden at the moment. Is still in the lower bracket, so has to keep fighting on through if he wants a chance to win it all.
He revives up all the way towards the berry, and he just needed a little bit of a primer, understand the course slightly, and then go through it, make sure everything looks efficient. And at the end of the day, had the lead, almost lost it, keeps it secure, Hen falters, and Anas makes it through.
Came down to that hunting rifle shot with a time of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and Nos advances. But we talked about it on the analyst desk, and we talked about it a little bit here, Shayo. It is that hunting rifle shot that will separate you. We already saw Mongrel tripped up there, and already we're seeing the bracket kind of unfold as we're taking a look here, and Nos advances. Now we're going to see a battle between Queasy and Endretta. Before we see what it has to be right now, the highlight of the day is Matro and Mongrel in that winner's match 3.
Yeah, I'm excited to see exactly how that rolls through. I'm still thinking about the fact that Anas's best time is not as fast as Matro Mongrel's worst. So it's like, okay, you know, what are we really looking at here? That consolidation match will be very tough for anyone in the lower bracket right now. Up next probably will be Queasy versus Andretta, though, to see exactly who ends up matching against Anas. And when we were looking at Andretta and Queasy, it feels like, Sancho, they're really good. They just went up against unfair players. Like, how are you expected to win against Matro Mongrel? Like, Andretta Queasy, they were some of the very best when it comes to aim and this map, but, you know, now they're finally up against realistic expectations.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about the best of the best, right? It's the best of the EU region, maybe arguably the world. You're putting on a showcase. I mean, anyone, Common Joe, even a pro player out there, go up against these guys, they're going to have a worse time. But I think when it comes down to it, it's the accuracy of the headshot versus the body shot. If you can hit that headshot at 88, will get you advanced past the target, and that is what's separating a lot of our competitors. We saw Hen hit a lot of body shots, we saw Hen miss targets, and that is why he's out. So let's see who gets to advance against Queasy and Andretta, and already they're starting off with 100% accuracy. Wow. Wow, Andretta barely saw that guy, Shayo.
He's pre-firing the targets before they're even in his vision. It's crazy. But Queasy's a bit snappier overall right now, Sancho, on every single target we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think he just missed this guy down below. I think that right there is going to slow him down. Andretta now on that TAC SMG, hitting these targets that go up and down. They're trying to catch it. There is a moment where they pause here. So if you can hit it while it's paused, you can be able to take it out quickly and efficiently. Andretta now moving on to the window edit box. And I think right there, it was Queasy missing that target, Shia. I think right there may be the end. Unless Andretta messes up completely, I think Andretta advances.
Nah, see, for Queasy too, he's stopping at every box and he's taking a look inside, assessing what he needs to do in shooting. For Andretta, he's kind of just like, hey guys, blah, 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 blah. He's just like, he's moving backwards as he's shooting. It's getting kind of insane with him. So that's what I'm really liking and seeing from Andretta is the movement still in this course and pairing with the shots.
And at the same time, you're seeing a lot of the same techniques now being siphoned essentially from each other. Andretta didn't do this before. He wasn't jumping and pushing through, but no doubt he's watching the competition, seeing what Mongrel and Matro are doing to make that time shorter. You talked about it already, moving at the same time, getting closer and closer to the walls, getting closer and closer to that blue wall to advance to the stage, and that's what's going to end up happening. It's all it's going to come down to is who can execute this game plan better.
Andretta already one stage ahead in the targets. He was going to get the medium ones out of the way. Queasy still working on small. Andretta almost done with medium. There it is. Wrapping around that corner. We'll go to this very micro targets there, the small ones. He's already hitting those shots too, Sancho. I mean, this man is precise.
Anytime you do an aim trainer, this is the most difficult here. And we're seeing Endretta put on a great showcase. The question is, we've been talking about the entire Bullseye Bonanza, is can they beat Mongrel and Matro's time? Endretta hits the bullseye right then and there with the hunting rifle, and now he's going to work through. I'm still waiting for someone as Queasy hits the bullseye as well. Shayo, who is going to find the best, fastest path to do this, right? Who's going to figure out the best pattern as we see Andretta on the left and Queasy on the right? Andretta most likely will advance, and yes! Andretta advances, sending the FNCS current champion out of this competition, and Andretta advances, getting revenge, mind you, for his teammate in the Blueprint battle. Take that.
Andretta really clapping back and puts a life raft up for Queasy as he leaves him out at sea in the Bullseye Bonanza. He's going to still move forward. I mean, you're talking about the difference makers here, Sancho. For Andretta was definitely that hunting rifle shot. Really, really good. Small targets as well. Very, very precise.
Wow.
Now he's ready to fight and just topple with the top right now. 2:16, 1 second behind the records that we've seen today. I mean, Andretta's ready.
That is most likely a personal best for Endretta. The times that I've seen, I written down here, was 2 minutes and 34 seconds. So when the lights are on and you're on the stage, you have to show out, and Endretta's understanding now what he has to do. And I think what he's doing is taking pages out of Matro and Mongrel's book, and now we're getting closer and closer to the end as we're seeing the upper bracket with Matro and Mongrel. We're gonna have that showcase battle here, but we still have some great names down below with Anas and Endretta fighting each other.
Yeah, Matro Mongrel really good at that final moment to hit up all the targets, even if they miss 2 hunting rifle shots. Like, they do it fast enough to just compensate for that entirely. Anas, he's very good at the basics in the start, Sancho. He's really, really snappy. He looks really good. 2:15 is the record for Mongrel and Matro tied right now. I think Matro's was slightly faster. With Andretta, though, you remember those boxes we saw with the targets inside? He was so good at making those movements in there the best, the widest, the longest, and that's his advantage, as well as those small targets. So I want to see which one of these are the most important and who will take out all the way towards the end of the day.
I feel like it's going to come down to headshots at the very end. We've seen the competitors do a jumping shot towards a tracking target. If they could get that in the headshot, they'd be able to advance on through. And so, you know, all those jumps, that's going to slow you down. And this is it, folks. Don't go anywhere. Stop what you're doing. Get ready. Get your popcorn. It is Mongrel and Matro. You may not even have time to get your popcorn. Sit right there and let's go.
Be ready to witness greatness. Both players, 2 shots, 2 targets down, 4 shots, 4 targets down. Mongrel flipping up a little bit, but he'll make time with the movement. It's all good. Matro is going to be slightly ahead by a few seconds. Gets down all 5 and is still moving forward, making sure he moves more than worries about accuracy for the moment right now. It's genius. He's getting so close that even the no-scopes are hitting headshots, Sancho. He's ahead of the meta.
I am so speechless what I'm watching right now. We're watching 2 Titans fight literally for blow for blow. Matro in the lead by a couple of boxes here. It's going to come down to that dreaded hunting rifle shot at the end of the rift. Who will advance and get away from the lower bracket, and who will get into the Champions Finals? That's all what's on the line here, Shayo.
Oh no, but all the water in Mongrel's cup, it's spilling over completely. He's messed up the targets just a little bit left and right. Can't actually find the sweet spot for the 31s. On the Eldan spot as well, Mongrel looks like he's falling apart for the moment. And Matro, he just looks completely encased, tight, and secured. His shots are snapping to every target and hitting hard.
Here we go. We're getting closer and closer. This was where Matro put on probably the highlight of the Bullseye Bonanza, maybe of the entire day, when he went into that 10 target. He obliterated 10 of them so quickly here. Let's see what Mongrel could do to replicate that.
Just going for him, got 3 quickly, but once again a stage behind. It all really comes down to this hunting rifle shot, Sancho. If Matro misses, Mongrel has a chance.
Oh man, every shot matters, and this hunting rifle, this is going to be a $1,000 shot here for Matro. If he can hit it, he cannot afford to go missing it, because Mongrel could just hit it right then and there and catch up. Here we go, Matro going to the rift. Does he hit the shot? No, he misses. No. Another, okay, he was able to get that here, and I think it's smooth sailing here the rest of the way for Matro, and Mongrel is going to be too far behind to catch up.
He's going to be wrapping things up completely, almost already done 2/3 of his target board. Mongrel is actually moving kind of fast, but you're going to have to go faster than the speed of light, my friend. Faster than that infantry rifle can shoot. That's what I'm talking about, Matro. Dance on him real quick. You're sending Mongrel over to the lower bracket. You're staying all the way up high. But I guarantee these guys, unless Andretta can do something about it, are going to end up rematching again.
And I cannot wait for the rematch. Is this going to go down shortly? Matro, just like I said, look, it is this moment right here that Matro is able just to push really far ahead of the competition. It's just almost, he's getting peppered, goes all the way through, even though with the hiccups, we saw Sensei in the Blueprint Battle Shio. Noah Riley had hiccups with the side jumps. So what if he has a hiccup with the hunting rifle? The best time of the day, 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and that's what it had to take out his teammate Mongrel.
That's 2 minutes, 11 seconds with mistakes. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's kind of absolutely crazy, insane, and untouchable from anyone else in the tournament so far. It'll be Anas versus Endretta that we watch next. Maybe actually Anas can be that dark horse coming in. I mean, Sancho, every time we watch him, he's getting faster, he's learning more, he's getting better. But to be 211, you're gonna have to have all that and much more.
It's just literally the reverse of 11-2K right there. 211. That's happening right there in I don't know, man. Mitro, I think Levin said it best when we had the analyst desk on. He said someone must have made Mitro mad. I mean, Mitro is out to show force. He's out to let the Fortnite community know that he is the best aimer in the world, or the most accurate player in the world with Bullseye Bonanza. And that's what I love about the All-Star Showdown. It's about showcasing these players and celebrating how much dedication they put into their craft. And Mitro right now is just a master at his craft.
No one can touch him. Mongrel might have had a chance, but just one error at the start ruined the run. You have to remember, this isn't, you know, the craziest over 6 games, over 12 games type of thing. Every moment will matter here. A single mistake, even if you're the best player, can send you to the depths.
And now it's a battle between Anas and Andretta. Who will be the hero to slow down the two giants that are sitting on top? The winner of this will go to Mongrel Town to be able to advance into that grand finals here for the Bullseye Bonanza. Anas looking really solid. We haven't seen a lot of Anas's action, but looking really good.
It's been a bit of time on that barrier, though. I wasn't sure what that was all about. Maybe he just needed to catch his breath for a second. And Andretta, I mean, this is a specialty. These boxes. He's not doing the same thing I saw him do before, though. Now he's finally starting to. I think the targets were at a better spot in terms of RNG, so he ended up shooting and moving backwards in a perfect state. This time, though, he'll be slightly balanced and doing things the same way everyone else does.
All these targets have the moment where they pause, and Anas basically, what you said there with Andretta, caught every target when it was in that moment where it's fully paused. So Andretta making some adjustments, and he's benefiting from those adjustments.
After 1 or 2 of this jump shot is a little bit better than just the insta headshot that we're seeing Andretta go for. I mean, he's still keeping time. He's still all the way towards the front. He's not cutting the corners the best way that he can, so Anas is actually catching up on movement. Actually pushes up on the ramp first.
Ooh, I like that.
Shooting the targets. Yeah, I like that a lot.
It just gives you a little bit of distance to be able to stand back, and you don't have to use a lot of mouse movement to be able to hit those targets, because it's just a smaller surface area that you have to move across your mouse pad.
And Anas actually ends up trying to go for a few targets on the small ones. Doesn't actually hit 2 of them, so it'll be just 2 targets behind Andretta for now. Andretta already moved on towards the smalls. Anas now catching up after medium. He's gonna go for him. Hits 1, 2, 3, but Andretta's already up to 6. It looks like he'll be the first one to take a shot with the hunting rifle. The question is, will it land?
Yes, it does land, and with a huge connection, Andretta catching that. And Anas, hey, that was a 6 shot too, while it was movement, but I think Andretta on the left here is just too accurate and too clean with it, as we're saying, walking away through with literally no dirt right now on him. He's just all clean with it. Look at that. Precise, precision, extreme accuracy, and moving on to face Mongrel. Andretta still put up a good fight, and Andretta may be the one that takes down the big giant in Mongrel or Mitro.
At 216 from Andretta before, so I'm wondering exactly what the time looks like here too. Look at the small target, just absolute mastery from Andretta, hitting almost every single shot, 90% accuracy, out the rip, sees the target moving like a player in the sky and smites him down with a shot of lightning. Past that, just wraps apart the whole board, and yep, 214. So fast, so clean.
Still 3 seconds behind Mitro. This time will definitely beat Mongrel though, so that's going to be so interesting to see how it plays out. We need to bring in the analyst desk of Zeke, Levin, and Reese to break it all down for us, boys.
Sancho, why would you tell me there's a 3-second difference? Oh, this is so stressful, man. This is so, but I mean, this is some of the very best of the best, right? I'm not hitting these shots. It's like at the 10-minute mark, I'm just making it up there. They're putting the hunting rifle in my hands. It's like, okay, Zeke, hit the target. Like, this is the very tippity top, all right? These guys are absolutely insane. You know, Levin, I'm super worried. Like 3 seconds behind Mitro, who we've seen has already just, that's it. There's numbers running through his mind. He's just running around, hitting every single shot as quickly and as accurately as possible. Can anyone stop him?
Honestly, from watching him so far today, I don't know. I wouldn't, you know, bet money on it because he has been on fire. I do want to give props to Endretta though, because it's been the Mongrel and Matro show because they've been the stars of the show, let's be real. But Endretta, he's been sneaking up and he's been putting in some work, and I'd love an upset against Mongrel here. Take a look though, this was the battle of Team Matro and Mongrel, Reese. That just, it was what we wanted and it paid off, right? It was the most entertaining battle we've seen today.
Yeah, and you know, I think you put it beautifully on Twitter. Whoever loses was the one who was carried in Season 5, right? But we might actually see that rematch in the Championship Finals if, in the Consolidation Final, the next match we're about to watch, Mongrel ends up beating out Andretta in this as well. So, we've got a ton of possibilities coming up. Very, very excited for that to go through. To be honest with you, like watching some of the plays that these guys have made so far and how they've known the map knowledge and how they've used their raw skills in combination with their pure aim training so far has been really, really exciting to see these kind of times come up. Matro there with a 2:11, 3 seconds faster than any of his previous times before. Andretta there with a 2:14 as well, which is the second fastest time. So Mongrel hasn't been able to put a time up that quick yet. So this next match is going to be definitely very interesting.
Look, I know the Bragging Rights Cup isn't here anymore, but there are still plenty of bragging rights because you want to be able to say, you know, you bested one of your opponents. You know, these guys want to win. And I'm sure, especially with that Matro Mongrel matchup, you know, like I said, you know, who carried who? Who carried who? It's a question that's in the air, and I'm sure this will, you know, just add to the bragging rights. Who do you take though, Reese? Who do you take in this? I'm going to put you on the spot here. Mongrel or Endretta? Who are you taking?
I think Andretta's going to take this just purely based on the fact that, I mean, both these players have been practicing a ton. We know they're pure aim gods to start with. They know they've been practicing the map a lot as well to kind of apply that onto it. So far, Endretta has had the faster time. Looking at the practice runs, we know that also he had a better time recorded in-game as well. So I think I've got to give the edge to Endretta so far, but to be honest, it could go either way.
Yeah, I think that's a really underrated thing, right? That it's like, you know, Mongrel might be the better aimer, but Andretta has clearly been practicing the map and he looks comfortable out there. So we'll see if that pays dividends. I want to see the rematch, so I'm going to go Mongrel. I'm going to be rooting for Mongrel in this one because I want to see the rematch with him and Matro in the finals.
That would absolutely be insane. Like that's what we live for, right? But it's just so tough, especially like if you're viewing at home and you're not like, you've not actually done this yourself. It looks kind of easy, right? You're like, okay, just run around the corner, hit a target, okay, whatever. This is extremely hard. The precision it takes, the focus, like having to understand where you need to flick your mouse to or your controller and be like, okay, it's right there. I have to hit that, rounding this corner at 1,000,000 miles an hour. The next one's over there. A lot does go into making this all happen and, of course, make it all possible. So, will Matro be the overall winner? Who will come out? Will it be Mongrel? Well, Fortnite fam, guess what? We ain't got to wait much longer because this time we're jumping back in all the action. This is the tail end of the competition for Europe, so we're kicking it back over to Sancho S and Shire Wager to bring us home.
Thank you so much, Zeke, Levin, and Reese. When you're looking apart and taking a look at this competition so far, for this match, Mongrel versus Endretta Sancho, it's like one person's coming in with a charity match vibe, and then for Endretta, it's like everything. The life is on the line.
There's always that one person that's going to be able to, no matter what, be all about the business. Mongrel, Endretta here in the lower bracket. Winner gets sent into the final match against Matro. Can Mongrel be able to play his teammate in Matro, or will Endretta be the ultimate spoiler for the story we want to see?
Someone put a pepper on Mongrel's inventory or infantry, because right now he's literally just faster than I've ever seen before. I mean, this guy is snapping.
Mongrel knows what's up. Mongrel knows what's on the line. Mongrel wants to be able to compete against Matro. He has that season where I talked about it, and I think this is time for Mongrel just to remind everybody in the world that he is a top competitor in Fortnite. Yes, there may be things not going their way, as Reese pointed out, but look at it. The skills are there. They're still there.
Already on the boxes. He's hitting 72s on those targets as well. Maybe that's one of the ways you end up having a very, very fast time getting through some of these stages that not a lot of these guys have figured out yet. Mongrel could be even better, is what I'm trying to say, Sancho, and that's a very scary thought.
There is another gear in Mongrel. I know it. We've seen it time and time again in different competitions all throughout Fortnite, all the way going back to the World Cup days. Endretta is just unfortunately has gone through, has met a man on a mission, and Mongrel's mission is to win it all.
And someone said, hey, who got Matro mad, right? I mean, who told Mongrel that Matro was mad? Because now he's getting even angrier.
It was us
moving through.
We did it. We said that Matro is mad. We're the one responsible for this, as Mongrel is now on the 10 targets here and already advancing to the second portion of this, hitting 3 targets. Look at that. I mean, did you see that? Did you see those 3 targets pop up and they get obliterated, get taken down? As now Mongrel's moving on to the micro target portion.
This is the fastest I've seen these wall targets actually be done by anyone so far. I think Mongrel's going for, if he doesn't actually fill him up here on the hunting rifle section, a record time. He might actually break closer to 2 minutes. Here we go. Here's the shot. Doesn't actually land. Second doesn't land. The third does though. Okay, so should be a normal time. It looks like around 2:15, maybe near 2:30. But look at this, even at the target wall right now, Sancho. I mean, every shot an orb goes down, every single one. And yes, Andretta's there. Mongrel's is too fast.
It's as if somebody is on the other side flipping the switches for Mongrel, and now Mongrel is switching it to another gear, advancing to the champion finals here for the Bullseye Bonanza, and gets an easy dub on Endretta, who has been ousted.
Just look at this from Mongrel, man. The start, the movement, it's even closer to any of the walls we've seen so far. That's like the only mistake I saw the entire time. One extra shot.
the 44?
144, yeah. And that's barely even a mistake. I mean, these wall targets were just so fast, so clean. I mean, Mongrel's absolutely leveled up now, especially from that last time too. Yeah, 216. I mean, I think if the hunting rifle shot hits faster, that's closer to 210 even maybe. So that's just amazing.
Remember, 209 is that magic time that I have. And now Mongrel has the task to do that we did not see in the blueprint battle. Reset the bracket. So Matro has yet not to lose at all, has not got an L. So this is your first time watching these competitions. What has to happen is Matro has to lose, so Mongrel will put him in that danger for being doubly eliminated. So that's the reset the bracket. Mongrel has to win twice. And we saw Benjy try to do it against the build god in Noah Riley, the edit god in Noah Riley. Could not do it. Can Mongrel do it, Shio? Can he do it against his teammate Matro?
I mean, there will be a bracket reset, so we'll see if it's possible, but he will have to win and then
I'm asking you right now, can he do it? Tell me.
Yes, he can. I'm saying yes, he's gonna win it and then bracket reset it and do it as well. I'm calling it. Let's see if it works, because Matro is on a completely different level right now as well too. I mean, what I'm looking at in general for all these players you've seen today, both Blueprint Battle, Bullseye Bonanza, Sancho, these are top tier, right? Completely. Zeke was talking about it too. It is so difficult to do this, and they're making it look so easy. They have 2-minute times. The average player has like, what, 5, 6, 7 minutes? It takes them so long.
Oh, you don't have to call me out like that, bro. I'm like at 8 minutes. Slow down. Slow down. But this is it, y'all. This is Bullseye Bonanza Finals. Matro going against Mongrel. The M&M boys going head-to-head to see who's going to have the best aim in the EU region. And it's going to come down to the very start. Let's see who has that 100% accuracy that we've been seeing throughout the entire day. Let's go.
Both start. Mongrel actually taking out the targets faster. This is the one he actually messed up on last time with Matro, but he actually chooses to move closer to it and go for the no-scopes rather than look for position. Over here, both members actually messing up and not hitting the perfect 5 shots. So, pressure's on.
Pressure's on. Stakes set are all-time high. This is $1,000 matchup right here. Matro, all he has to do is win once, and he wins the entire thing. Mongrel has a task to win twice, and we're taking a look here. They're right next to each other, both advancing just a little bit. Matro is in the lead at the moment.
I'm only seeing 172 on each target for Matro. I'm not sure if Mongrel's hitting even more of those critical hits. Still moving forward, though. Mongrel now rolling up and rolling in. All the way through and past the stairs. He is actually blazing through this section.
Did you see Mongrel hit that target from all the way down the stairs here? This is a great run right now, but Matro is having his same kind of typical run here, and so far throughout the entire day, we've been seeing it be just enough for everything to be able to win it all.
Still, at the same time, I'm looking at Matro. He's slightly ahead. Mongrel's fine going all the way in. Matro's taking a few extra shots on these targets that we haven't seen before. Mongrel's also coming in from different ways. Mitchell will start the targets faster, but Mongrel will have better RNG as to which pop up, so he actually might be slightly more side in the lead, and there's the third one. It's a 1 second offset. Matro ahead of Mongrel.
It's so close right now. You're seeing both competitors trading the shots. It's coming down to it. It's high noon. It is do or advance for Mongrel. He's going to have to hit every single micro target here because Matro is not slowing down. He is competing at a high level. It's coming down to the wire here. It's the hunting rifle shot. Now they're both going in. Mongrel catches up. Mongrel, you need to hit the shot. He does. It is up to Mongrel right now. 30 targets. The bracket reset is on the line. Mongrel on the left, Matro on the right. Here we go.
Mongrel looks like he's at a slightly faster rate right now. Matro has a few more to take away from the right side. He's catching up though. Mongrel on his last 9, it looks like Matro is all the way in a very similar position. 4, 3, 2, Matro got it at 1, I think, yes. What? It's done. Wow! What? Milliseconds of a finish, not even a photograph, a frame of an instance, and it's Matro who's gonna be the Bullseye Bonanza champion.
It came down to the last 30 tiles with Mongrel having the lead. This is where Mongrel was able to get ahead of Matro. He was able to finally hit that hunting rifle shot, and we all thought this is Mongrel's time, but Matro is there step for step, and then he just high steps right in, barely crossing the line with that one shot, and gets 215. What an unbelievable battle between Matro and Mongrel.
Oh my God, have not seen it that close at all. Like literally, Mongrel had that set and won. Matro, I think one of his eyes, maybe his third eye, looked over from the middle of his forehead and he's like, wait a minute, I'm behind. Boom, boom, boom. Just caught up, shot like 3 bullets and hit 5 targets. It wasn't possible, but he made it happen. That was masterclass.
Going into today's events, I had no idea what will we get. Blueprint Battle and then Bullseye Bonanza. Thank you so much to all the competitors for putting on a great masterclass showcase of your incredible skill. Shio, this is just day 1, and we're going to come back tomorrow with more All-Star Showcase events. Let's go ahead and kick it to Zeke, Levin, and Reese to break it all down.
Thank you, boys. You guys absolutely crushed it. What a fun event. Once again, a set of skill challenges. We had the Blueprint Battle, which was testing competitors' ability to edit on an edit course. We ended with a Bullseye Bonanza. Wow, Levin coming down to the literal, like there's a time, right? If that 215 could have gone into like the sub-seconds, they would have been almost like a single number off. It was insane, bro.
Literally, like you talk about it being the ending, what a way to end it. Like this is, you know, we've been hyping up the Mongrel versus Matro matchup all session long, and for it to finish like that, like the finest of margins, man. Honestly, I can imagine Mongrel's reaction already, right? Like he must be so perplexed as to how he didn't win that, because genuinely for a second I did think, oh, he had done it. But no, Matro hits the final shots, Reese, and takes the whole thing home.
Yeah, I mean, if you were watching all the way through, just looking at the top where it was at, Matro was on this stage, Mongrel was on this stage. Every single moment when it switched changes, one was in the lead, then the other one, the next time the other one took over. It was Matro, then it was Mongrel, there's Matro, there's Mongrel. It really all did come down. There was a couple times where we saw Mongrel and Matro both miss and have to go back for a target, and to be honest, the time that they got was actually slower than I think most of the other ones that they've gotten today. So that head-to-head was so close, so tense, and it really was all to play for. But yet again, Matro didn't manage to lose a single match, if you notice, all the way through, all the way from opening match 1, winners match 1, winners match 3, and then the grand final as well, and he is now the champion.
Look, Matro is the same animal but a different beast. He's walked through and he's claimed the $10,000. What a pretty penny, you know. He wasn't in the FNCS finals, so I'm sure he will accept a little extra dosh. Why not? Mongrel as well, you can say the same for him. He gets 7,500. Look, what a great day for Mongrel and Matro. It just all the memories that start rushing through your brain of all the beautiful times they've had together. And what a day, what a day. I'm gonna remember this for a long time, Zeke, I'll tell you that much.
Oh my gosh. And just think, Sancho hit the nail on the head, bro. We're here for another 3 days of competition. This is just the first half. And for you guys at home, we still have other regions ahead of us. We've got NA East coming up later today. Right after that, we're going to NA West. So we'll see a different subset of players from their respective region, a different crew, more Bullseye Bonanza, more Blueprint battles. It's going to be crazy. And of course, tomorrow we come back, we reset the day, we set up a brand new skill challenge. My goodness. So far, how you guys feeling? I'm super amped for the next 3 days. Like, it's just so different. Like, I obviously kind of incorporate these skill challenges. It's a nice little switch up, you know? I'm down.
Yeah, you know, you get a bit of fun and it's still competitive. You can't tell me you just watched all that and it's not competitive. This is competitive. These are the best of the best and they want to win. You can see, you know, even when you can like see the small adjustments they're making round to round to quicken their times and make sure they get out ahead, these guys want to win. And I love it. And, you know, you add a bit of fun, a bit of jokes, some banter here and there. It just makes it a perfect competition leading up to the finals on, you know, Saturday, where we're going to see a crazy solo competition. What way to build up to that point than this? This has been just great.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. You know, the skills challenges have been super. Obviously, we're just through the first 2 so far. There's still more to go in the next few days as well. But today's ones have been really, really interesting. The head-to-head double elimination style brackets that are there make things super, super interesting. You know, we've seen in both of these the winner of every single round. You know, we saw Noah Riley in the Blueprint battle, and then also, you know, we saw Matro in the Bullseye there, not lose a single match, absolutely storm everyone else. And I think that's really cool that we've seen them both be champions and completely undisputed champions too. They weren't down in the lower bracket at all. They just dominated all day.
Do you know what's so interesting, right, that I sort of noticed, right? Because obviously, you know, all the players competing for the most part have been like from the past FNCS finals. You know, in the first round, Benjy was in the FNCS finals last season where he was there in the finals of the edit course. And same thing for this, right? In the AIM, the Bullseye Bonanza, you know, neither of those two were in the FNCS finals, but it just shows you the skill level is so high for a lot of the top players in EU. The difference all the time is the tactics, right? And so they've got the skill. They've just showed us that today. Can they sort of get back to their best tactically moving forward?
This is the question. Well, that's it for today as far as Europe is concerned. Once again, we got NA East, we got NA West coming up later in the day, but make sure at least you come back tomorrow because we're going right into high tier. So until next time, Fortnite fam, we'll see you guys on the Battle Bus.